from those earliest of days as a trading post. Then the gold rush of 1885. This year, Kamloops celebrates its 130th birthday. 2 games, 2 wins. It's the perfect start for 2 of the favorites here in Kamloops. Scotties champion Caitlin Laws has a brand new team, and a switch at third has gone smoothly. Is another win this afternoon in the cards. Carrie Einarson squad picked up where they've left off, winning. The champs 3 years running are aiming to join elite company. So will 23 bring them a 4th straight title in a battle of unbeatens. It is Wildcard Laws, Team Canada, as the Scotties continues. Kamloops has hosted many big curling events. Tim Hortons Brier, both the men's and women's world championship, and now the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship. Let's get you caught up on what happened this morning. The games were from Pool B. Northwest Territories, Kerry Galusha against Ontario. And remember now that it's Joanne Rizzo that throws that 4th stone. Look at this. Against the home team, gets themselves out of big trouble. That was a single then for Ontario, and they would shake hands as Galusha hands Homan and Ontario a loss. In a rematch of the Manitoba final, Jones is a winner over Walter. Newfoundland Labrador beats Bernie in her first game, and McCarville, last year's silver medalist, looking very silver-like, maybe even gold-like, wins 9-6. So there are your standings, Pool B. Look at that. Top of the table, Galusha and McCarville. Now it's Pool A, and our focus is those 2 teams at the top. And on this Sunday afternoon, we do say hello, Canada. Welcome back to Kamloops on Sandra Schmerler Day. Joe's here, so is Russ. Happy birthday, by the way. Kathy will be with us shortly to preview the rest of the event. Interesting score from that morning draw with the Territories beating Rachel Homan, meaning that Homan right now and Jones both have a loss.
Yeah, that's we talk about this pool of death. There's the example right there. One of those teams, they have to play each other. One's that got 2 losses, and there's 3 or 4 talented teams they have yet to play. It could be tough. And
of course, you're trying to avoid playing in that elimination game should you make it through in the final 3. So now we've got 2 unbeaten teams. It's Laws against Einarson. One of these teams will win 3 in a row, and if you win that 3rd one so early, you might think, hey, the playoffs are ahead.
That's just what you want, is to get off to that hot start in an event like this where those losses matter all the way through. But from Team Laws, we've seen some inconsistencies, Vic. There's been some uncharacteristic misses out of this team, and they're going to have to get everything together today against a red-hot Team Canada.
As for Einarson, my goodness, they just look so comfortable again.
They had a scare against Quebec. It was 7-7 playing the 8th, but then they got the big 4, and it's like a light switch went off. After that, it's just been all-out offense, even when they're ahead. Yeah. And you can see how comfortable Einarson is with rocks and play. You know she's one of the best hitters in the world. If she likes rocks and play, look out.
It has been a tradition, of course, at the Scotties since 2002. The Sandra Schmerler Telethon in support of neonatal centers and care across our country. We hope you will make a call and donate.
The biggest thing we're focusing on is what each individual brings to the table, and it's definitely a team effort out there. Everyone has lots of different roles, and they help support me to be able to throw those last 2 shots.
A lot of these teams are still new, and for us, this is not new to us. Going in, we're feeling pretty good, and we'll see how it goes.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort. By Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. And by PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada.
And on this Sunday, Sandra Schmerler Day, our focus in this afternoon draw is Pool A, and the only team not playing is that of Kayla Skurlik of Alberta. Maybe it comes at the right time. She's lost 2 straight as we say hello to Kathy and a look at the other games on the ice.
Well, there is a lot to be gone after. You look at Christina Black, spent the morning on the telethon, but is now out here taking on PEI's Suzanne Burt. Clancy Grandy trying to rebound after a tough loss yesterday, and Silvernagel trying to fight her way to 2 consecutive wins in a row. And Lordy St. Georges, she played Friday night but hasn't been on the ice since, has lost the hammer, and maybe because she hasn't been here.
So it's time to meet the teams. It's brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Wildcard number 1, Caitlin Laws from the Fort Rouge Curling Club in Winnipeg, and backed up by Kristen McCush, Jocelyn Peterman, and Laura Walker, who replaces Selena Nigaman. Team Canada defending champions from the Gimli Curling Club, Carrie Einarson, and there they are, as good as they get. 3 straight years. Brianne Harris, Shannon Burchard, and Val Sweeting. And it is the wildcard team of Laws that won the draw to the button, and they did it convincingly by close to 50 centimeters. And so they will have the last draw, playing the Redstones. Team Canada playing the Yellow, and to get us underway, the Team Canada lead is Brianne Harris.
Joanne, we've been over here once before in this sheet, and it was a little soft on this particular turn late in the game, but late last night, this morning, the ice looked fantastic.
And the ice makers have to make adjustments as the week goes on. It's a new building. They learn every single draw, how the ice holds up, what they see. It's a arena ice, any ice. It's a living, breathing thing. And the ice makers, they have to kind of figure out what's going on, especially with what's happening outside with the weather. And the surface has looked very nice the last 2 games, Russ.
Has it ever? Ninth end in the morning game, they were getting 15-3, and it was virtually down the center. It was just brilliant speed.
Okay, weight's good. All there right now.
So you got to think, Vic, with the ice being as good as it is, the gloves are off with these 2 teams. So they're both aren't going to shy away from putting rocks in play early in an end.
Yep. Top tee. Yep. Okay.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game, and we will start with Team Canada.
Well, Vic, they're going to need to carry on. We saw Carrie feeling very comfortable out on the ice last night. We even saw her smiling and joking, and I've always said when I played against her, if she looked like that, she was feeling it. She's feeling confident in the ice and where to put the broom. You want to keep building on that as the week goes on. And for this team, they want to shrink the scoring area. Against Team Caitlin Laws, Caitlin's always been a phenomenal drawer, so you want to force her into very precise draw weight shots.
Carry on, huh? Okay. You're sitting too close now to Russ. You're picking up some bad habits. Wow. Carry on.
Weight's good. Go.
All right. The keys now for Team Wildcard number 1 and Caitlin Laws.
Well, for Caitlin, Walker needs to run. As great a start as Laura Walker's had with the 2 games at 84%, which is right up there in the stats. She's up against Val Sweeting, who's at 89, so it's more like a sprint for her to turn this around. That's the only difference in the stats. And then lead the way. It's really imperative for Caitlin Laws' success here that Kristen McCush gets rocks in the right spots. Otherwise, Einarson's going to make too many shots.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. So we always think here, Joe, that you're trying to come up with something which is cute. You could have said Walker out of step with the rest of the team. That's just one of them. And we do this a lot.
All right, Vic, thanks for the feedback. I will take that into consideration moving forward. And for this first year of the quad, we see so many new lineups out there, and we alluded to it in the opening. Carrie Einarson, they've had a full 4 years under their belt. It's like a security blanket out there when the pressure's on. If you know your teammates well, you've been through it all, big wins, crushing losses, it's a lot easier to manage the moment and whatever the event throws at you. On the other hand, for Team Laws, not only are they a new lineup, but they've had multiple different variations of the team all year. So even these teams that are new just this season, they kind of have an edge on them. And it just speaks to their talent that they're winning and they're putting shots together. When you're good, you're good.
You could argue Caitlin's season's been better than anybody's with all the different lineups. You were saying her young baby's only 2 months old?
Yeah, she
roughly
played the season early in the late stages of her pregnancy, took a very brief maternity leave, took a few weeks off, had the baby. She's back out here. She has the baby with her traveling, little Mila, 2 months old. So she's fresh back into form, and certainly leaning on her experience, but you have to give her credit. How much your body changes through a pregnancy and the recovery portion, it's just outstanding.
All right, Tristan. Roll it if you can, Laura. Hey.
And you notice how silent we are, the two of us.
Yeah, it was tough to add to that one.
Yeah. Not doing anything.
Well, it's hard for the competitors. I played through a pregnancy and went through the years after that, and curling's the game you love, and it's still about more than curling, and we're seeing a lot of pregnancies and new babies on tour, and especially in the first portion of the quadrennials when people try to do it. But you have this piece of you that is a fierce competitor and an athlete, and that's who you've been for so long, and then something that is completely out of your control comes into life, and it just can change everything.
Good. All right, that's good.
A reminder, Sandra Schmerler Day, and
That was a fair bit quieter and still didn't really
we
want
appreciate all the donations in the past, and we hope that you will call today.
Yeah, I'd like to be on the 10.5 side.
Yeah.
For you. I'll tighten it up for you too.
Just an absolute perfect freeze lock right on for Team Canada. It's going to be difficult for Caitlin to do much with that rock.
10-5. Good. Lean. Whoa. Lean. Lean. Good. Yep. Whoa. Straight. Whoa. Oh, yep. Whoa. Whoa. Little roll. Nice throw. 10-9. 11 and it did nothing. Okay. I like normal.
It's the toughest shot, but it's most rewarding. If you can get that freeze in there, now there's so many options for Carrie Einarson here. They can run this back, probably get rid of both red, sit 2 yellow. They could play this soft and just roll on top, kind of stack a couple yellow up.
Yeah, sometimes first end it's played easier to play a bit more weight, a little bit more predictable in the middle stuff that doesn't get touched in practice.
I was talking to a couple teams just before the game started, and that's what they were saying, that this right there, that's what's been happening. And we talk about it to death, but the broom goes middle 12 foot to draw the button. Both teams wear that path out for 20 minutes.
Inside, that is fresh.
Right.
Okay.
Once you get in tight, it's fresh,
Yeah, it was
sharp, whatever you want to say. It just slows down and curls.
Back 4. Okay. 4. If you end up just splitting this, that's fine. Okay. Back 4, back 8. What do you think I need to throw in here?
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit fresh here.
Do you think a 13.5 is enough for back 4, back 8? I don't think so.
What's the latest buzzword in the middle there? Fresh,
Well, and
slow,
look at
sharp.
this broom here, Russ. This is a back 4, back 8 shot, so just a heavy draw, but only 2 feet of ice.
That'll go, won't it?
That or it's running a lot straighter in this spot than we've seen.
Lean. Plow that. Lean. Yep. Whoa, weight's good. Back 8. Lean. Whoa, weight's good. Yep. Back 4. Whoa. Weight's great. Whoa. Yep.
Nice shot.
Oh, no. Really nice. Great shot.
Releases that yellow Team Canada stone.
That one there.
Really important to do that. It makes your work a little easier down the line here for the last 3 shots.
Well, no, the line was perfect. It released the back red, but it also left the yellow angled, so it's easier to remove now.
Yep.
Val Sweeting.
Hard. Whoa. Yep. Great shot. Good shot.
Very nice, Val Sweeting. As we say, good afternoon to Kathy.
Well, this Christina Black team is taking on PEI. She was on the phones this morning, but they are worth watching. Right now, 4th amongst all teams. That's pretty impressive. BC takes on Saskatchewan. Well, Clancy Grandy, coming off a tough loss, has stopped giving up those big points. That's going to be the key. Robin Silvernagle said after their win last night, she's still not confident with where the broom goes, needs to figure that out. And Laurie St. George came out on the first night and lost, and you just want to get back and redeem yourself, but had to sit on the couch all day yesterday with the bye. She will be tough for Nunavut this afternoon.
McCush.
Nice throw.
And we'll leave it right there.
That was a great opportunity for Team Wildcard to try to sit first and third. We're just seeing a big amount of movement to the wings. It seems the farther out you go, Laura will be a little bit frustrated with that. It's the first end. You're still kind of guessing where the broom goes, but that was a great opportunity to put some pressure on Team Canada.
I wasn't sure if it would
Potentially get a multiple with
do too
hammer.
much, but it did come up.
You like that
I
release?
like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Both those are great.
Okay.
Yeah, there speaks to how little they've played together. They're still trying to get on the same page with figuring out Laura's release.
Yeah, and this is how these teams perform so well, as they share all the information. Laura could have been frustrated, slam her broom, not want to talk to anyone. Instead, asking for feedback. What did you see? And that's how they're going to get the performance that they're looking for.
Yep. Close to 9. Yep.
Trying to stop a yellow double here.
Yep. Hard roll. Yep. Okay. Okay.
I like you.
Good. Okay.
Just low enough to make the double possible.
Yeah, and close enough together width-wise too. It's definitely there. It's going to throw it pretty hard though.
Is that the in or the out?
The in.
Okay.
I think it'll come up here.
It's almost where she has to hit it. It looks
You got
like
it.
maybe it's a little outward motion with the peel weight for Caitlin, but that's not a pile of ice. See, you can get a good look at her rock. It should obviously split the center line when she lets it go.
Weight's good. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Oh, goodness, won't get it. Well, that gives the
Okay. Good throw, Caitlin.
Team Canada a chance here to maybe split it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Same weight. Okay. Normal. Looks like we want to
Okay,
roll
let's
here
begin our
anyway.
first update. And you said Laurie St. George has been sitting for a little bit.
Well, she has, and an opportunity here for Bridget in this first end, already lying 1, but the hearts is what she needs. She can tap the Quebec stone back a little bit, but has to get right to the face for 2.
It's the second Scotties appearance for Bridget McPhail out of Halifax,
Little extra.
who is
Easy.
skipping this team from Iqaluit.
Got it, curl.
The other 3 members all make their home in Iqaluit.
Whoa, line's okay. Just curl. 10. Sweet.
Last year they were winless in their 8 games in Thunder Bay. And move it, and that will be good for 2.
Fuck's sake. Go, Val. Keep going.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, they both got caught. We were talking about it earlier that we've seen 3 or 4, even the one to the wing, everything's over curled.
That was very surprising. It curled the entire way down the sheet.
Caitlin's curled a lot too.
Yeah, but this is a huge over curl. You potentially might have got that going a little bit on release.
Yours, but yours ran quite straight in the
But
middle
that,
Yeah.
the fresh ice in the middle, is easy to get caught on first end.
Talking to all the teams, a couple of the coaches, it's kind of a very sharp pebble, and we're used to that. And it's laser eye surgery. It depends on how much they clip that sharp pebble off. It has to be sharp with the heat in the building. You know, you got the TV lights, the crowd. They don't want it getting away from them. But I think teams, we've seen a ton of over curls and also light in the first couple ends.
Now, the open takeout is not automatic so far this week.
Well, this was a chance I don't think they thought after they left their stones sitting outside the rings. But a couple of mistakes, and look what happens. You get your deuce. So, team wildcard number 1 and Caitlin Laws will pick up 2 here in this first on this Sunday. The first Sunday in the tradition, of course, is the Sandra Schmerler Telethon in support of neonatal care across the country. And taking your phone calls, Kerry Galusha, team from Yellowknife, with 2 straight wins, sitting top of their pool. Sandra Schmerler Day, first Sunday of the Scotties since 2002 in Brandon. And you've been very generous over the course of many years. We appreciate your donations in support of neonatal care across our country. As we welcome you back to Kamloops, our featured game, Caitlin Laws, team wildcard number 1, out of the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg against Team Canada, 3-time defending champions, Carrie Einarson from Gimli, It's 2-0 with the Laws getting a 2 that, as I say, they didn't expect to get, but a couple of mistakes, and they capitalize, and now Einarson will have last rock here in this second, playing the Yellowstone.
Yeah, so this is fresh. Yeah, this is a broom wider than the dot of the button too. Yeah.
You like it a 14 for top 8, or do you think that's too much?
I like a 14 2 brooms down.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Perfect come around for Team Einarson. They get a chance to get something going. The first lead Canadian Rock, not quite where they wanted it, a little deep.
Line's good. Top 8. Yep, line. Top 4. Whoa, whoa. Hard line.
This would be the draw the button pass. This should be pretty greasy here.
Hard.
Walker left.
You gotta go. Hard.
McCush right. Oh, managed to squeak it by. Golly, and it'll just peak now on that out-turn side.
Yeah, maybe too good. It's exposed on the out-turn side, as you say, which is the wrong. If you're going to have it half open, it's the wrong side, because now Einarson can hit it and maybe roll behind the yellow corner. Oh.
The thing helping Team Wildcard, though, is that guard is pretty close to the rings. Well, they do have quite a bit of it available, though.
Just bumper. Yep.
But that guard's,
Little down.
it's a bonus later in the end for sure.
Shannon Burchard, and you can hear Einarson. Stay with it, Sweeting. Stay with it, Harris. Stay with it. Oh, they did. And then they'll stuff it at the back. Goodness gracious. What brushing.
Outstanding sweep by Val Sweeting there to hold the line.
You know it's close when the skip hesitates. She's encouraging all the way down with about 12 feet to go. It was dead silence because she was trying to decide whether to get off it and get rid of the guard.
And we see a lot of the teams, they're opting for one sweeper most of the time, and often when it gets desperate, you see that second sweeper jump in. So Brianne doing everything she can to help just break down that path a bit more. That was huge.
Gotta go.
Peterman.
Street. Hard.
It's interesting how rivalries, and she's going to run it back and stuff it. So leaving Team Canada sitting the 2, and they are around the edges with last rock. But you've got Peterman against Burchard at second. Go back. They were junior rivals, of course, and it was in 2012 when Peterman beat Burchard as skips for the Canadian Junior Championship.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, around this corner is not bad because mine's only top.
So 2 other games on the ice, both of them result in blanks. Nova Scotia taking the hammer against PEI, and BC against Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Pretty nice opportunity early in the end. That's the unfortunate part. It's still early, and Laws still has that center guard.
Easy line.
Little wide room right now.
This should hook in pretty good, eh?
Yeah, they're going to have to try to get buried around that rock that's top 12, or just freeze on top. They don't want to get caught in between and bounce off.
Curl. Yeah, we can go top 12. Go around it.
No, you guys are right in between.
Okay. Yep, low.
I think they call that the commentator's curse.
Exactly.
I'll have to check my manual.
Yeah.
But just got caught right in between. You don't sweep, it's a freeze. You commit, you maybe get that around.
Totally your fault.
There's a manual? I didn't know there was a manual. Really?
I thought they'd keep rushing that, though. They even when they knew it was ticking. They got a little bit lucky because I don't think they can make that left-hand double.
Hard, you gotta go.
Hard. Quick, you gotta go. Hard. Watch the guard.
They're going to get a break here, taking it all the way back, and it'll stop there. It appears for actually shot stone at the moment.
That really is a break. If that goes through the rings, they hook around the corner guard, sit 4.
But does that relate now to what you were saying about the inconsistencies of the Laws team, and in particular Walker?
Yeah, and Laura's a strong player. She plays a ton of mixed doubles. She's played a lot with this team. But we've just seen some uncharacteristic misses. You expect to see the finesse stuff can get tricky or late in the game when the ice is a bit unpredictable. But that was hard out of the hand the entire way. And sure, it curls there, but They're maybe working through some technical stuff too, which is not what you want at a Nationals championship.
Really hard.
Really hard.
Briefly talked about going around the corner now, but instead I would opt to sit 4 as well, Russ. Hey?
Yeah, I think this is probably, well, certainly a safer call.
Okay. 10-4.
And with Last Rock, they are sitting 4.
Ideally, you want to roll away there, though. You know, United, there's a bit of a pocket.
Back 4, back button.
I don't think speed will be too bad here.
They roll towards the center line, Vic. It would be shot rocked, and a freeze would leave Canada sitting at least 1.
Like a 14 and you can sweep it. I like a 14. Yeah, we can sweep it.
This would be a guess on speed, but there is a bit of room to work with.
her, Laura.
A little tap on these isn't the end of the world.
If there is a strength to her game, Laura Walker is at this kind of shot, do you think?
Yeah, and she plays so many draws with mixed doubles. That finesse game is so strong for Laura.
Backy.
Got to lock it in here. Right now, Team Canada sitting the 4 with the hammer.
Line's perfect. No bounce.
Okay, we're tapping a
Little,
little.
then curl if you're tapping.
Back 12.
Curl.
All right, how is this?
Good.
Bad lays it in front. Just a slight tap as we drop in on BC. Clancy Grandy, Last Rock on the way.
Well, a huge opportunity. Robin Silvernagle heavy in drawing to a pocket on her first and hitting and rolling out to the wings on her second means that this is a draw to the 4-foot for 4.
Sarah.
Whoa.
Can't move her back one very far.
Well, she tapped it back. The stone, the Yellowstone, 1, 2, 3, and 4 it is.
For sure.
I think so, Vic.
We'll have a look at those, but it certainly appears to be. Yep, there it is. 4 on the board, Grandy.
Great freeze made by Laura Walker, trying to release this a little bit.
And now they rolled it over and lay it on the corner. Corner frozen.
Yeah, that's not good.
Again, you weren't off by much.
Val gets to the nose there. They're in really good shape to score a big number. Now it's tough to remove that, Joanne. It's partly buried.
She probably tries to sit you here and then you can maybe hit
Yeah, they'd have to get past the guard and get to the inside of it. I'm not sure that there's enough space.
right there. Okay, just enough to make sure we're second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang in there. That's 10, sorry.
Okay. Dawson's is quite straight, hey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Russ, would you ever be tempted to hit shot rock right now and roll towards the right-hand side
Sure.
of the screen?
Yeah, absolutely, you could. This is a little safer, but you also have to roll. If you nose this, it doesn't do you much good.
Sounds good.
But you've got more room to roll with this one.
Flop a hair to be second or
But
third.
yeah, you just simply roll back.
That 10 should be close with this ice.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of shot, this one.
I think
You're
you can
playing
hold
in
it this
Tuesday
spot.
night men's league. Right? You're going after shot stone.
Right.
You're not thinking this way.
Given the makeup of the end 2 shots ago, they were looking at 4 yellows in the house.
So they're happy.
They're happy if they give up a 2 here.
But to that point, Russ, if you go after shot rock, you don't necessarily looking at 4, correct? I mean,
Right.
or giving up a deuce. Even.
Right. She just wants to keep these reds separated a bit.
And right to it, no roll.
10-3.
Right there.
Nice. Good sweep. Good. Nice
So
throw.
they are,
Nice throw.
Team Wildcard Laws are 2 and 3.
We had to flop a bit to be third.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron being top 4, if anything, I think. Yeah, first time is going to be, well, they threw 1.
Hey guys, what are we thinking for speed here?
You're just wanting to go like top T line, top 4?
Edge of 4 on like the
Side 4? Yeah,
side,
but like here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, top house. Okay. Yeah. So I think you're going for like a 14-5. 14-5, yeah.
Okay.
We've had a few sweeps.
Do you think
already.
that's too much broom or?
No, I think it's close. That should, like,
Switching
work
gears
out.
now, Vic, to remove both reds and have Caitlin miss with her last one, it's not going to happen. So now they're saying, well, let's see what we can do with what we've got. So freeze in the corner here, sit 2, hope for some type of error and get to deuce.
Lead's pretty good.
If they put this in a good spot, you'll just see Caitlin make the open takeout and concede the 2.
So making their most of Last Rock, 56%. They're tied with Jennifer Jones at the moment for the best conversion. Joe, what is your what is the number? Is there a number that you suggest is the number? Is it 50, 60, 70? What are you looking for in a successful week conversion?
I think for Team Canada in particular, what I've noticed is that they don't care what the number is. They're always working on getting it higher. But if you're converting with hammer half the time, you're usually going to be in a good spot by the end of the week.
Okay. Here we go. After a blank in the first, it's Nova Scotia against Prince Edward Island and Christina Black with the last rock out of Dartmouth.
Well, that yellow stone is shot. Christina froze on her first. Suzanne followed and froze again, but created some space. So she's trying to wafer tick the shot stone over. Needs to move it about 1.5 inches to 2 inches for 2.
Stay close. Okay, it's gone.
Oh, dear. And...
Okay, 1 yellow.
Nope. 1 it is.
Wait, it's good. It's gotta be more. Hold on. Yeah.
Suzanne Burt throwing the 4 stone, but not skipping the team out of the Montague and Cornwall Curling Club. Skipping is being done by Marie Christensen. Interesting, Christensen from Halifax. Skipping this team from PEI against Nova Scotia.
Okay, sorry. She thought.
Nova Scotia could easily be 2-0. They had Caitlin on the ropes for most of that game.
Okay, should be gradual then.
Hey guys.
That's kind of been the story of Caitlin Laws so far. The 2 gritty wins. They gave up a 4 early in their first game. Came back and won it.
Final stone looking for a couple here with their last. Team Canada and Carrie Einarson.
Clean. Looks okay to me.
Girl.
Clean.
Harris saying it looks okay to her.
Either one, clean.
Sweeting just clean it all the way down. Clean up on sheet A results in 2 for Team Canada. Please, on this Sanders Merler Day, is Casey Scheidegger out of Lethbridge does answer some calls. There's your number. First held back in 2002. $14,000 raised last year. Last year, $785,000. Brianne Harris. As we pick up play here in this third from the Sandman Center in Kamloops, and our coverage, third day of coverage of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, Canadian Women's Curling Championship. Tied at 2 as Einarson does get their deuce, and it still is a little bit of a discussion point in the break why Caitlin Laws didn't go after shot stone when she had an opportunity, but I think he said she would have had to force her to roll away. You know,
We've been throwing.
I'm thinking at this level you should be able to roll away. Was the ice tricky? I mean, what's in her head to not want to play that shot yet?
Just a really high precision required for that shot. And as we mentioned in the opening, and the open hit hasn't quite been automatic for this team. So if you're a little bit of questioning, you have to play the safer shot. Again, they were looking at potentially giving up a 3 or a 4 there, so they're happy to give up 2 here and take control back with the hammer.
And happy as well as the Laws team to see a little stagger out in front on that center line and going right behind it now to sit 2.
Yeah.
And they do have the hammer.
Uncharacteristic miss from Brianne Harris on her second. She put up a perfect tight guard, and she's known for that. And just her come around came up a bit light early, and she might have mismatched rocks. Often the leads will throw the rocks that run a little bit differently from the rest of the set. So she's figuring out her stuff, and we'll see Team Canada bail right away here.
Trying to go tick here and maybe raise that second one. Like that.
And got it on the way by. Leaves a corner.
Most teams would play that the other way, the in-turn high side, and make the easy double, but they managed to make the double and get something out of it. Left a corner though. Trying to get a little more of that yellow, would have got rid of the yellow, but good shot.
I think that's good for top 8, Joss.
It's only been 2 games, but Wild Card 1's front end is 2 percentage points higher than the Canadian front end, and you don't see that very often.
Weight's good.
Such a solid front end.
Deep right now. Need it to come up a little.
You talk about impressive people and how it's about fitting into situations. And in talking with Jocelyn Peterman earlier, the fact that she played with Chelsea Carey, of course, and then Jen Jones, and that, almost a person who's moldable. And she said, that's who I am. Whatever you want me to do on your team, if I'm happy.
Okay, we don't mind the run,
that caveat, but she'll do it for me.
Okay.
Well, and she also, her point, I think, Vic, to us was that every skip and every player needs specific things. And one of the first things that she wants to do all the time is meet with new team members, find out what they need, and then goes out of her way to make sure that she gives that to them. And that's how she brings out the best in the players around her.
And that's the beauty of being a front-end player.
Yes.
Skipping is so hard, and to take the dreams of 3 other people in your hand and throw that last rock it's a very difficult position to be in. And as a front-end player, you get to know these athletes and figure out what exactly might help them get into that zone, find that extra 0.5%, and it's such a fulfilling feeling as a front-end player. And if you can hang your hat on that part of being a good teammate and just bringing out the best in your back end, it really pays dividends down the road.
Well, there was a mistake. They tried with Burchard to run the stone back. They did, just tickled the stone in the rings, and now they've left that corner, and that stone is behind that guard.
Yeah, they both rolled the same distance, as this is a huge opportunity for Caitlin.
14-9. Go even with this one. Curl. Yeah, go deeper. Yep. You're doing it. You're doing it. Hard. Brushing.
So we showed you Nunavut getting that 2 to take the lead. They blanked the second, so Quebec has the hammer there, playing third. It's only the second time in Nunavut's competition and being in the Scotties that they've actually had a lead. The last one was a year ago against Northern Ontario. That was in Thunder Bay. They had the lead briefly before McCarville won the game.
Val needs to connect here on this run back.
Whoa!
Ideally sticking in the house.
Curl!
Val Sweeting.
Keep going! Just feel it.
Again, running it by.
Okay. Like open? Yeah.
I think so.
Do you like that, or do you want to put it back?
Or we could guard it, yeah.
Well, analyze this for me, Russ, please. If you go tight, there's a chance of running it back, although, again, at that point in time, they're running your color.
Right.
If you go open, then they may be able to sneak something behind one of your stones.
Yes, and sitting 4 is the safest, but it's pretty early against a team that can really hit. So I don't mind open. I don't mind the corner guarding. But what are you guarding? If you guard the back one, you set up a double. If you guard the top one, they hit and roll buried, and everything's gone.
What are you playing here, Joe?
I think I'm guarding. The problem is this double on the right-hand side of the screen. The shooter might roll in behind the red one if you go open side, and then you're grouping your stones, and they're a few doubles away from getting out of this end. It is late in the end, though, so this is a good call as well.
Yeah, you're only looking at 3 more.
Dropping in on BC and Saskatchewan after BC picked up 4 in the second. Final stone on the way for Robin Silvernagle out of North Battleford.
Well, Robin never saw this 2 opportunity coming, was facing 3 on her first, was a little deep, but a miss hit by Clancy Grandy removed her own. And so there, all of a sudden, is a deuce.
What do you have on that?
Habs the lead, 4-2, BC.
Right this way, same turn. Okay.
Need to make some contact here.
Is this about getting one, or you want to angle it back and try to make the double?
2 for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely for sure. And as Joanne said, you might roll towards that center one, make it a little more difficult. Keep missing this one wide.
Burchard staying with it. And one more time, runs it right by. Is it something about them not picking up on the ice, do you think, Joe? It's not the first time we've seen this.
Yeah, I'm surprised that both of those misses were high side for Val. You give a good player the same shot in the same path back to back, you usually expect to see that second one made. Val's a lefty too, so that's her in turn, and usually you'd see a little bit more curl.
Yes. Remember this shot with the other turn, McCarville's team kept missing it way narrow, so it's got to be a little bit sloped towards the wall, towards the crowd.
Nice thing is she stuck around, so precision hits again now for Team Wildcard.
Are they trying to cross this?
I think they're trying to cross it and roll to the middle.
10.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of forgiveness out here. That's
Hard, Kristen, hard.
And you're going to get something.
Hard.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep.
Of course,
All the way,
Caitlin, you
Caitlin.
got to keep going.
All the
You got to
way.
keep going.
Okay.
wow.
I mean, listen, I'm thinking, why aren't you playing the other turn at it?
Yeah. Now, mind you, we saw the McCarville team miss 3 in a row, narrow there, so it's just not quite getting the broom in the right spot, I think. Got lucky there, Joanne. It's not only are they still sitting 2, but it's really hard to remove that side red one.
Yeah, and to that point, for Val, sorry, as a lefty, that was her out turn. So you see how the other team throws it, and you say, okay, ran straight on her, it's her out turn. Let's guess with this spot for the in turn, and just not seeing a lot of curl there at all.
I guess if I do throw a 10, I at least did not.
All right, Karen. Let's go, buddy.
I think just nose.
Yeah, I agree. What kind of weight are you throwing?
10.
Okay, you got it.
So by saying that, Russ just knows, is this
Yeah. With a 9.5.
Einarson looking at the situation saying, unless something drastic happens, I'm comfortable with giving it 2.
Yeah, certainly don't want to do what you did in the first hand and get cute and over curl, but a nose hit's pretty smart, because if Caitlin has a nose hit, there might be an angle for somebody like Carrie Einarson to make the double.
Curl. A little bit hot.
Curl. Hard curl.
Super
That's
straight
good.
there. Carrie was good. Good, Carrie. Good throw. Great throw.
Just a tiny bit of an outside flop there.
If it hadn't, then a nose hit, I think there would be a double. Now I'm not so sure. But that's what they were up to, trying to stack them higher and higher in the rings to get an angle on their last one.
Just roll it an inch in. If we know it's close for a second.
How hard are you throwing?
10. Okay. And then half on the way.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Nova Scotia PEI, Kathy. What a mess.
It is, as am I, yes. This is an opportunity. Suzanne Burt facing 2 after a really nice double by Christina Black to lie 2 buried. Was a little bit heavy, didn't freeze, but actually bounced off a little bit. It is a long guard, so this is a quiet wait, attempting to tap it back for 3.
In a 5th appearance at the Scotties, Christina Black, 5-4 a year ago. Oh, they got to go, though. They really got to go, though. Really scrub, really scrub, really scrub. Oh, they did. Great brush, tap it back, put 3 on the board, Nova Scotia.
I almost like fell over. Choked on it.
But Christina Black's made a lot of shots in the 2.5 games they've played so far. She missed one last night against Caitlin, and otherwise they're one up coming home.
I'll say, what do you got here? Is this a double chance here, or do you think?
Don't think so.
I think they're probably just trying to get the long roll behind the red rock in the top of the 12-foot.
Yeah, she just don't normal weight.
Same weight as the last one.
Can they get some curl here?
Really hard curl. Curl, Shannon.
Oh, boy.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Shannon Burchard staying with it. Staying with it. Ooh, and then rolls it away.
Okay.
Lucky to stay where it did.
Yeah, that spot is just giving both teams a lot of trouble, and especially for someone like Carrie Einarson. She's so comfortable hitting. You don't see her miss her hits on the wrong side ever.
Yeah, they just can't quite believe that spot.
No, I think any nose hits, we can probably take it down to bumper now, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trying to
roll like a big roll.
decide the weight that's going to get a little bit of finish. So they've been throwing that control weight. Now they're going to try taking it down even more.
That rolls 3 inches farther. It's a 3.
You got it.
Well, that's something they'll try to improve. Again, going back to what Yo said, 50% is what you'd like to have, and has a great chance now.
Back 4.
Okay, you're in a good path right now.
Back 8.
Not curling yet.
I don't think so.
If it's straighter in this side, therefore it's going to be a hair keener.
What do you have there, Laura?
13-4. 13-6.
And finally settles. So still an inconsistent looking Team Canada. And wild card, Laws pick up 2 more. We hope that you will donate on this Sandra Schmerler Day at the Scotties in support of neonatal care across Canada. It has been quite the journey for Robin Silvernagle. We were first introduced to the Saskatchewan skip in 2019. At her very first Scotties, she captured bronze. The following year, another solid showing, getting to the championship pool in Moose Jaw. However, curling took a backseat in 2021. You see, on September 6th, Robin and husband Chad welcomed their first child, a son named Colt. Things were not easy for this new family. Colt was born with a detached esophagus, endured several bouts of pneumonia, underwent heart surgery, one of 8 surgeries he's been through. In his short life, the 17-month-old has spent 304 days in hospital, 95% of those in intensive care. And with COVID, the only family members allowed to be with Colt were Robin and Chad. Yet despite all he's gone through, Colt is a fighter. And just a kid. He likes to climb on things, play peekaboo, enjoys being around people, and most of all, he loves dogs. Colt was on hand last month to see his mum win her provincial playdowns, and he'll be cheering on Team Saskatchewan during their stay here in Kamloops. On this Sandra Schmerler Day, Robin is quick to thank all the doctors and the specialists that have helped Colt along the way. Champions really do start small. Yeah, that's you up there, Colt.
Forrest's nose was really good.
And Chad. And we welcome you on this Sandra Schmerler Day to Kamloops. And that's why we ask you to call.
Hard.
4-2. Team Wildcard leads as we go to the 4th. And Team Canada with Last Rock playing the Yellowstones.
Brilliant weight choice there. Turning lemons into lemonade just by throwing the right speed. Wrecked in the guard, didn't get the one they wanted, but got it in the rings, and Caitlin's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. I have to assume out wide it won't do a ton, but I'll clean it for you.
Yeah, I think clean it.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if this runs straight on the other side of the sheet as well, Russ. Just straight on the outsides, or is the sheet a little bit tilted? Meaning, will it curl on one side more than the other?
And will it settle? And to the back it goes, and it will. So without Last Rock, Loss, it's 2.
Same weight.
Good 12, 2.
A little fortunate that hung on too, because a little flop here, and but you can't get at that red one very easily.
Yeah, Carrie worked so hard trying to get that. She swept that for 15 seconds. But now it's behind so much cover, it will be hard to get that yellow rock to count in the edge of the 12
I've
foot.
been telling Kathy that for years, how hard the skip sweep.
11.
Oh, jeepers. You're talking to two people who aren't
It's
buying
not
what you're
even
selling.
hitting it. Oh.
Yeah. It's just a lot more
Oh,
weight.
10-7.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Okay, Sean.
Wrong weight.
She can get under, I think. She can get under, I think.
With this?
No, like, if we ignore that, she can get under. I'm just saying, Caitlin, if we leave this alone, she can get under.
Yeah, she can. Top 12.
Okay.
You know, again, it's one of those little things. You got something to say, get down there. Don't yell.
I'll try
You
to
know.
give you
The
a
problem is
tight
it's the
guard and
thinking
let you
time on the
rest.
time
Okay,
clocks.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn it too early. You want to save some time for later in the game.
14-2.
Sometimes the ice changes or the pressure's on. You want to be able to talk everything through late. So you need to pick and choose your moments when you need to have a big discussion. But with a new lineup, with a new player, Caitlin and Laura haven't played a lot together. So you're probably going to see more yelling back and forth than you would normally see on a high-level team.
Said there, you got
I'm
it.
top 8. Top 4. Curl then.
Yeah, you don't want to hang this out and set up a gimme.
Curl. Curl.
We're coming off.
Just
Just
curl.
top
Just
8.
keep curling. Just keep curling. Curl all you got.
Not tapping much now.
Okay. Good sweep.
They did well to get that almost the center line. The rock
Yeah.
was hanging out wide. It looked heavy, but as soon as Kristen started to do the knife sweeping technique, which is when you turn your broom head straight onto the rock, it seemed to help it over a little bit.
So,
Just open up the middle. Yeah.
And then they sink one and then.
bumper.
Well, it's a little more
They're
open.
filming the 8-foot right now, so that's
Yeah.
why.
Do you like
Yeah,
this?
I like that. Yep.
Part it.
Yep.
Rip it.
No, I like the nose. If we make the double, they're going to be 4-foot, and then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Bumper.
Yeah, these rocks are in a tough spot for Team Canada. They would love to ignore something because it's only in the 8-foot, but they're in the way.
Oh yeah, and it's so raisable. Yeah, you got to deal with this for sure. Hanging around is better than playing the double and flying your shooter out of play.
All the way.
Really hard.
Not on it yet.
Hard.
Keep
Shannon.
There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Get a piece of it. Get a piece of it.
Hard. Keep going.
Boy, oh
I mean, this is the oddest thing as they
Okay, Val.
raise the 1 in behind cover. I mean, they haven't been close anywhere on the sheet.
And there's a pattern, and it's a big pattern. It's all with the outs, and we talked about it Friday night. The outside ins aren't forgiving. You pop it out a bit, you add rotation, you're a little heavy like Burchard was, and they miss every single miss has been wide.
Yeah, and even it didn't look like they took a ton of ice there. They didn't throw it that hard. It's just is not forgiving
Yeah,
in that
it's not
spot at
moving.
all. Great opportunity here now for Team Wildcard.
Clean for line.
It depends on how aggressive the rocks have been sanded too, because if you see, sometimes you'll see like 6 feet of curl with a draw. You just assume the hits are going to go, and they don't.
tight.
These inserted rocks can,
It's coming
once
up
you get the
nice.
speed up at all, sometimes they
Tight.
just
You're
don't
not in.
go.
That's good. Just tight. Clean. Great spot, Laura. Great throw. Nice.
Well, it's that time of season, and MLS, Major League Soccer, is back on TSN, and all 3 Canadian teams will take to the field Saturday as a kickoff to the season. First, TFC and DC United, CF Montreal, Miami, followed by the Caps and Real Salt Lake. See it all only on TSN.
Keep going. Whoa, straight. Keep going. Whoa.
Okay, nice shot.
And a catcher at the back, and still they are sitting 3 without last rock.
Very good. Put it back.
Yep.
Nice
Just
and
straight
tight.
guard
I
that
think so.
one.
Got a
Pardon
15
me?
one. Does that
Yep.
make sense?
Same kind of
that's
thing.
exactly
just
what
straight
it
guard that one.
Yeah.
We didn't really sweep that at all.
No.
You got it.
All kinds of pressure on Team Canada here.
And that's the frustrating thing. I think we've said this before, Russ, is when you have last rock, you want to dictate. You want to lead. And right now, they're making so many mistakes, they can't lead. They're stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, that last call, and it was a really well thrown rock by Sweeting. It's just to have a chance to score.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was the key, in my opinion, was Walker needed to run, and she's 10% higher than Val Sweeting. Let's put some pressure on Einarson.
Okay, line's
Pretty tight.
Line's good.
Laura's. A little wider.
Line's
Pretty
good.
tight.
Do you sense too, Joe? I've always wondered that, because in other sports, you'll other team sports in particular, even single sports, you'll know when that other person or that other team is struggling with confidence. Did you sense that in your time with Holman? Did you look then to say, as a team, we're going to go now, we got to put some pressure on them?
Yeah, and you would think that, well, every rock, every game, that should be how you're approaching everything. But it just, when you sense that there's a bit of oil leaking, that's when you really want to lean down on the pedal. And sometimes you're playing in a game and there's more tolerance, there's a little bit of leeway you can give yourself. But in a game right now like this for Wildcard, especially because Wildcard's been struggling a little bit, this is a time when you try to build that momentum and just gain on that intensity.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think that Team Canada right now, as Einarson gets to throw her first, are leaking oil? Are they?
I do. I haven't seen Shannon Burchard flash an open takeout in 4 years.
They need a new engine, actually, back there. They're really struggling from what we normally see. I just put it down to ice reading. They'll figure it out. It just, will it be soon enough?
Here we go. Need to make something happen. Oh, dear me.
Wow.
What else can go wrong?
Oh, that was so close to a triple, and then there's 3 yellow in the paint.
It's all right. Good throw. Nice throw.
Great try. Any more of that top red, it redirects onto the shot rock.
Sorry, good throw. Okay, you threw it great. Yep, that's exactly where you were.
And now, Russ, if this guard is made, it's tough to score if you're Team Canada.
What a bad break. She ticked that red that was in the closer to the center line, ticked it buried, so now there's no in-off off of that one. Yeah, it's tough to score.
Okay.
Really tough to score.
But ideally, that half 12 again.
Full 12.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's drop in on Quebec and Nunavut, and that lead has disappeared. They're down by 1. Getting ready, final stone for Bridget McPhail-Iqaluit.
Well, and after the last end in scoring 3 for Quebec, a lot of the play in the house, making Nunavut chase, and it is now drawing against 2, needs full 4. Does Bridget McPhail?
Line's still fine.
Yes, for line.
Yes, Allison. Allison, you can.
Just for weight. Line's okay. Just for weight.
You're here.
McPhail, who makes her home in Halifax, former New Brunswick junior champion. And has got to find the brakes and will slide too far. And so it's a steal of 2 for Quebec.
Not where Caitlin wanted that guard.
This is a huge mistake for Team Wildcard. As I mentioned to you, Vic, when you feel like the other team is leaking some oil, you want to lean on it and really put the pressure on. The call on the shot could have just been a guard anywhere in front of the house, make sure it's in line with the rock on the button. But Caitlin wanted to sit full 12 foot to really put the pressure on Carrie Einarson. Unfortunately, a couple feet heavy, and now Carrie has a much easier shot. It's still not automatic, but it's easier than what she would have been left with if that guard had been made.
Yeah, you can still give up a 2 or a 3 here this way too, because Caitlin got a little fortunate. She got them on top of each other, so you have to hit this with a slight angle with big speed. You might roll out.
She has to throw it, I think, pretty hard, so she risks losing
this one's going back.
There you go.
And it's just deep enough that I don't think this is a catcher at all.
It's like you're in their heads.
Yeah, it's definitely makeable. You hit 3/4 with speed, but there's risk.
No, nothing's gone right for them in this hand. Final stone, facing 3. Here we go. Bang, bang. swing. Oh, and will not, as they absolutely just squished it and left the red stone top edge of the 4. Steal of 1 for Laws. Up 5-2 on this Sandra Schmerlo day. And we see Emily Zacharias answering phones. This has been declared Neonatal Intensive Care Awareness Day by the province of BC. We appreciate their support and more so your support. There's the number to call. We're here at the Sandman Center. It seats about 5,400 for hockey. And it's the home of the Kamloops Blazers, who are on the road for 6 games. Have already qualified for the Western Hockey League playoffs, currently in 2nd place in their Western Conference. As the Scotties has taken over their home till next Sunday as we declare a new Canadian champion. And the question is, of course, will it be 4 straight for Carrie Einarson and Team Canada? But they are not very championship-like today, as they are down 5-2 and struggling. But once again, do have last rock. They have the hammer, playing the Yellowstones here in 5.
And if you're Team Canada going into the 5th end here, down by 3, I'd say it's a must-score situation for a multiple. They need to convert this hammer this end, get within striking distance going into the break.
Yeah, well said. 2 would be huge. Great start from Brienne. She actually over curled around that yellow guard. It was just so much curl on that outturn side. When you're trying to read ice as a new skip, there's that yellow one that over curled a little bit. That's the opposite turn to the problems that Team Canada had 2 ends ago, where they couldn't get enough curl on the outside shot. So there's a bit of gravity taking over in this spot.
Okay. Solid hack. Solid hack. Okay. Yeah. All right. 11-5. Yeah.
59%. That's unheard of.
Wait. Yep. Whoa. 11-5. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Keep going.
What a brush by Brienne Harris. Wow.
Okay.
Find her a spot to sit down. Goodness.
This is an outstanding sweep end to end. That rock was just diving towards the center line, and Brienne did a great job keeping that line straight. So much downward pressure on the brush for Brienne. And you see she even squeezed out a weight call as she's going at 120%.
Doubles there. You should do absolutely nothing here.
Close. Yep. Hard.
Walker. There's 1, and there's 2, and away it goes, and then that shooter just backs up and maybe showing.
Still in.
Oh, still in.
Bumper.
Yep.
That's
Nice
a
of her
bad
to tell
break.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, so was I an 11-5 or Yeah, 12? You were perfect.
Yeah, from that angle you can see.
Shannon has to go out in the weeds here. Lightweight shot.
Yep.
Yeah, a little hold it facing.
Yep.
It'll end up 11.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Straight spot.
Whoa. Curl. Straight to nose.
Listen it, and it does.
That's
Right
good.
to nose.
That's a good shot. That wasn't a gimme out there with that lack of curl.
I have like 2 inches. Okay. They can try.
I think it's there. I think they can get to the inside.
I think if you play the right weight, I would be tempted to play this a little bit
Is it
later.
9-5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoping for the double, though, and you do have to spill that top one that you're running back.
Ticking the guard could be ugly.
Yeah, the rollout seems pretty natural here with how straight it is.
And has struggled on her hits.
Weight's good.
Wow. Laura Walker. Got to get across that nose just a little bit. Said she saw a couple of inches of it. All on its own. Come across. Oh, and then just runs it by.
Very nice shot. You can't get that now. You won't be in the rings. Good throw.
Nice, Laura. Great shot.
Okay.
Top 8! First draw of the game for Val Sweeting.
Yeah, so what does that tell you? What do you get from that with regards to the style of game or what Team Canada has maybe been forced to play?
Yeah, Val's been doing a lot of cleanup, Vic. There hasn't been opportunity for her to throw a draw until now. They can get this buried.
Keep going, half under, go. Good sweeping.
I don't know if they got much in and underneath.
If it's me as a player, though, I'm pretty happy with that. If that's my first draw of the game, 5th then. My last draw was in practice an hour ago.
So I think if we can wait on that, like, it's like I don't know. Everyone's throwing them differently, so I'm not really getting it.
But there's, in fairness to Val, it's her out turn, and it's very straight on the in-turn side. That's pretty good effort.
But that comment by Carrie Einarson to Brianne Harris, everybody right now is throwing them differently. Yeah. If that's the case, what problem is that then, Russ?
Well, it's a real problem because it's tough to read ice. If you've got somebody throwing it clean right at you, that's one reason I think Matt Dunstone's had a great year. He's got 3 tuck deliveries that are virtually identical. So you can get a real read. Even if it's a missed shot, you get a feel. But if somebody's flaring it or sliding tight and starting it and yada, 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 it's really, really difficult for the skip to be. At this level, we're trying to get by guards by half an inch. So it's all about our precision. But I just don't think there's a pile of curl here.
Top more weights, more weights. T-line. Back more.
Shannon's rock.
Can't go, we're heavy. Still heavy. Gotta go.
Should be able to bury it because it's heavy, but the heavy part's not good.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Good.
So it's nice. Definitely getting, it's needed. Nothing here has traveled as far as we thought. No. Yeah, it's similar to Kristen's line, hey? Her second one.
Yeah. And Joss's.
Okay.
Thinking like,
this is a hair tighter line than at least 4-2 even.
Looks like it.
Well, it's been a while, Kathy. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Let's update BC and Saskatchewan.
Well, Robin Silvernagel has an opportunity for 2. Got a little bit fortunate on her first. Was playing the same draw, but got a little bit out in the wings and wound up ticking one of the guards you'll see come into play, and it redirected it behind the guard buried. And in chasing it, Clancy Grandy just a little bit heavy and through, and so that means paint is all she needs for 2.
Anything you could have split? Maybe I'm looking at that one on the side. Maybe not?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks.
Line's good. T-line. Okay, right on the tee.
I don't think anybody knew my second one was through until it was.
Running here.
Rocky.
Really running.
Try,
Kristen.
No line at all. They're going to try to get this to slow down a bit.
Got a barrier around that one. Keep going. Go. Just leave it, Kristen. Leave it, Kristen.
And Vonley digs in, back edge. So sitting 2 and 3.
Okay, Caitlin.
Again, this is that situation, Joe, where you have to be aware, well-worn path kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit surprised. Kristen played a draw earlier in the end, and it came up late, surprised the team. I had a 14-3 on Val's draw. That's a hog-to-hog time, and that's decent speed. They didn't really touch it, so maybe just miss some information on the opposition stone and how it ran in that spot. Caitlin is not known to be missing heavy, and I've seen her miss 3 times heavy this game.
She's a sharp player, and she's going to miss the right way, and she didn't do it there.
3-2, Nova Scotia leads, and what am I seeing there? This is a draw against a couple, I think.
It is a draw for sure. It's against 1.
Okay.
On her first, Christina Black was trying to make a play at it. Could see about 3/4, but ticked a guard. And then Suzanne Bird on her final threw the stone in the top 12-foot to guard. The shot stone in the house, which leaves the 4-foot. Needs a good chunk of the stone, about half of it anyways, to score.
Starting to curl already. That's good. You guys, 4 foot.
Meanwhile, watching Carrie Einarson.
Curling. We're there. 14-7, you gotta go. Hard, guys. Hard. Push.
Sucked that right around, didn't they? Now they're sitting 2 over there. And that's enough.
Minimum ice. I thought it was like really good and positive too. One red.
1 red it is for 1 for Nova Scotia to go to the break, up 4-2. You know, again,
Well, it was dying. They just kept moving.
with just 3 teams moving out, you know, that game, somebody's going to go to 2 losses. Now you're in trouble. Really, the rest of the way, you're proverbial back against the wall. Here, somebody's going to win their 3rd in a row, and that's a big bonus as we try to avoid.
Caitlin's got to be perfect here, Vic. If she's up in this type of area, it's a draw for 3. If she does the exact opposite and just comes down and chaps off like that, it's a hit for 3. Not a ton of real estate. I didn't see the call whether they're freezing to the corner or are they going around the top one and get to the back one, which is like 2 inches of draw space. Huge shot here.
I mean, how crazy is this game when you look like you're in control and in danger now of giving up 3 to tie?
At 97%.
And 97%, that's the high game of the week so far. Joanne Rizzo earlier today was 87% against Ontario in the Territories win.
Yep. Straight. Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That was funny. They kind of just watched it coming in.
That was so close to perfect for us.
Boy, they get it by. I don't sure you can. Well, you'd probably jam it out for 1 or something, but
Shannon's was 11-6.
that's a shame. That was golden with just a lick of the broom of top 12 in.
I think if we get off it earlier, it's fine.
Yeah. You got it, Karen.
Just like that. Now everything's under curled for Team Canada, but this is in a little tighter. Not sure the weight call. Looks like a heavy board, maybe.
I think this is really close. I think you'll get a little finish.
Yeah, yours was 11-6.
Yeah. I think you'll get a touch. It's really good weight. Clean.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Now, Pritchard, help this over. Want to just bang this through. Just touch it through. Wow, and there you go. Goodness. So imagine now, last end, we talked about oil leaking on Team Canada. They had a tune-up. They're off the hoist, and they're purring again. We go to the break. Tied at 5.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware. Here's how. And by PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada.
At times you just wondered, you can't be a Canadian champion 3 times over just during playing that well. But boy, when she needed that shot in 5 to put pressure back on Caitlin Laws, it comes here, and this is a terrific draw.
And this is Carrie Einarson's first opportunity to put some pressure on and give Team Canada a chance at scoring a multiple. Val Sweeting slid a little bit behind the tee line. Caitlin Laws missed deep, and she put this in the absolute perfect spot. Caitlin had honestly nowhere to go. She had one spot she could have put her rock, didn't quite make that. And there we see Carrie was able to get a multiple ascend and get her 3.
The key shot brought to you by OK Tire. service, repair, and tires, which leads us to the numbers after 5.
Yeah, just the fourth end was a disaster end for Team Canada. Einarson had a chance at a tough double. Missed it, gives up the steal, but comes back strong in the fifth end, scoring the 3. We have a tie ball game. Even though Team Einarson was not looking comfortable to start, they are settling in right now.
Numbers after 5 are brought to you by PointsBet Canada, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. So, time to regroup with Coach Lisa Weigel. We're tied at 5. Well, this young lady you see here is Penny Pratt. And back on January the 5th, moments after Team Canada had won the gold medal at the World Junior Hockey Championship in Halifax, you see, Penny got a phone call. Turns out that she had struck gold too. She won the BC Hockey Association's World Junior 50-50 draw. And Penny decided to share her good fortune with others. And over the past month, she's donated more than $50,000 to charities, including Humane Shelter, a children's education fund, and also a significant donation to the Sandra Schmerler Foundation. And there are 2 reasons why the foundation is so near and dear to her. First, she's a huge curling fan and loved watching Sandra and her team play. But secondly, and more personally and more importantly, back in 1947, Penny was born nearly 2 months premature, weighing less than 3 pounds. And back then, there were no incubators, no specialized equipment to help babies in crisis, and she was very lucky to have survived. And much like the babies her donation will help now, Penny started small too. However, she grew up to have a very big heart. So to Penny and to all of you who have made donations, big or small, on this Sandra Schmerler Day, we say thank you.
Well, and just an interesting story. Her son, Kevin, who is very close to us, talked about how when she was born without the incubators, like you said, Vic, they sent them home from the hospital. It was the post-boom after the war, and the hospital was full in Virden, Manitoba, and so they had a coal-fire stove with a warming oven, and they would wrap her up and put her in the warming oven at home just to keep her warm.
Imagine.
14-6.
Okay.
So it's a very special day. Earlier we saw Robin Silvernagel, and now Penny Pratt.
That's not on center, right?
What?
As we welcome you back, we're tied at 5. Our featured game on this Sunday afternoon of Sandra Schmerler Day. Team wildcard, Caitlin Laws from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg against Carrie Einarson, Team Canada out of Gimli. And after that 3, it is Laws that has last drop playing the Redstones here in 6.
That really came up on them.
Okay. Just that nice top weight, the control weight of the lighter stuff. You can see a little bit more effect when that knifing technique is used to make the rock curl.
Bumper down.
Clean, yep.
Yep. Yep. Down bumper. Gotta go.
Whoa, whoa. Curl. Roll it. Roll. Little roll. Yep.
Oh, very nice. And underneath.
11-2.
But it's a long yard.
I know. And then all of a sudden it was there. I was like, oh.
You heard Carrie Einarson mention at the end of the 5th end that the throws were looking different every time from everyone. And this team has played a lighter schedule this year. They've done a lot more team training than in previous years where it was very heavy on competition. And I'm sure they would have talked in the 5th end break, let's zero back into our pre-shots, try to give consistent throws, puzzle out this ice. Even if you miss the shot, if the throw was good and readable, you can move on and feed that up the lineup and make the shots later in the game.
And you're exactly right, Kathy. You and I chatted, of course, with Val Sweeting, and when she goes back to that first year as a team, they played a lot, just wanted to get reps in. And now, to Joe's point, she's right. They have dialed it back. They're trying to train a little more. They're splitting the time between, say, Winnipeg and training sessions and the team going out to meet her in Edmonton. So, yeah, it is all about situational kind of training for this team.
And when you're a new team, you don't really have the choice. You have to play lots to get the experience under your belts. They have a luxury of having had the last quadrennial together.
Just gotta go for weight. Top 12. Hard, keep going.
The side's getting a little stale.
Okay.
Just not quite as
All right, just came down
warmed
fast.
up on that intern side yet. That was gold.
Bit of a surprise. Usually after the fifth end break, they run the mop over the ice surface. In the other games, we've seen the speed maintained nicely in that sixth end.
It's probably still a little pebble there because it's just been nothing, no traffic.
Right to it. Good. Heel.
Are we blanking then? Do we want to give them a blank though?
What else do you like?
A center guard.
Guard it.
Those are hooked, so it just is still in play.
Yeah. I agree.
Better like tap them around.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd peel.
You
You give them a blank. You're running, get short on ends. Caitlin still got control of the end of the game.
Carey might have been thinking about even ends at this point. If they blank an even end, that'll mean that, in theory, Canada will then have the hammer in the even ends.
But they still got a chance here, too. They can, A, force, B, steal.
Yeah, and to Val's point, those yellow rocks at the top of the house are frozen on each other. They could be used as guards by Team Wildcard.
Okay, we're just to your broom. Short of your broom a little bit.
The benefit of having 4 skips on a team.
Yeah.
Lots of support on strategy.
Shannon.
They can also be used by Einarson, too, right? It'd be interesting what they do here.
This one, or do you want to try and run? I like the run. My
I think
first
Caitlin likes the situation at all.
Stick around here.
Okay. Try to make sure I'm not heavy in here.
Laura Walker as we play third stones here in 6.
Wait straight. Whoa. Clean. Oh. Really nice, Laura.
Good throw.
Great throw.
I didn't mind them playing that.
What turn do you like? Throw here?
We had one out on this side that curled a bit.
You like that?
I don't mind a little less even. I don't think it'll do much.
Yeah, just get that roll.
Anything but a nose hit here. There might be a yellow double, I would think, unless you can get it over to the 8-foot.
Weight's good.
Clean.
Whoa. Curl.
Curl for nose. Hard. Yep, keep going. Okay, that's fine. Good. 10-4. Good throw.
Okay, nice throw.
This does nothing out
Yeah,
there.
okay. They're more even than I thought.
That felt like a decent.
Yeah, really?
Are you frustrated a little bit, Joe? We've heard that a number of times. It just does nothing out there. It doesn't matter what you try to do, whether you put the brush down, they're just not getting what they expect.
Yeah, and it's no secret for Team Canada. They've been having a bit of a hard time puzzling out the ice today. So you sense the frustration, but at the end of the day, she's stuck in the house. So sometimes you have to open up what you're going to accept as tolerable when it's a bit of a grind out there. Don't waste the mental energy.
Nice, Laura.
Oh,
Really
just
good.
kicks it sideways.
Nice, Laura. I like there with
Go
the
after
10.
the roll here. Yep, she tightened it up a bit for her.
So they had Val's ice on the edge of the rock. They've tightened it up a couple of inches, and it's also going to be Carey's in turn. Val, it was the lefty out turn, so they might get a little bit more movement here. If you're the sweeper, getting ready to sweep this roll, you're looking and seeing what part of the center line you want that shooter to end up on. Brianne is so highly engaged in the line on these shots. She'll know exactly where she wants this to be, a little bit farther over than splitting center.
Brianne Harris ready. On the other side,
9. Little more than yours. 9-5.
Shannon Burchard.
Close. Curl. Curl.
It's 9.
Okay, curl hard. Curl, you got it. Hard as
Anything you got. Anything you got.
And where's this going to go? Are you going to stop it? Have a look. Oh, look at that. How nice is that? And you can see Harris head up. One little looking back, looking at that guard just to make sure it lands in the right spot.
I think they made a good play by not taking the corner guard off. They've kept the heat on Team Laws. They've actually, Laura made a double, and they're still in a little bit of trouble.
And as mentioned before, Val threw hers well out there. They didn't get the result they wanted, but it was a great throw. So they had the information, tightened the broom up a little bit, and they knew exactly how that rock would run. So it's frustrating to have that miss, but if you get it, the information so your skip can make their shot, your mission is accomplished.
I think so.
Straight on the nose.
These are always so tricky. You know, it's
Yeah, I like that.
it's up to Laura to make sure there's noise on that second rock, but sometimes you hit it dead on by doing that.
Lean. Lean. Close. Yes. Yes. Hard. Hard. Roll it.
Run it back,
Roll it.
drive it by, and then trying to roll it as far over as they can.
Good throw, Caitlin.
Okay. Nice throw.
Yeah. How do you like getting there?
It's either that or do we ever just draw here?
What's the determining factor, Russ,
Yeah, you
between
could
those two shots? Playing a little tap back or going in?
I think the tap
I don't
back,
like the guard. Well, I think too hard.
if they're not lined up properly, Caitlin's got the skill to make the double and roll out and get the blank. So if you go to the open side, you probably get a force, but you're giving her a real easy shot for one. So do you tap it back and hope she jams it or misses it and you get a steal, or do you just go to the open side and force? It's really, there's not a wrong call here.
Yeah.
No, I think I heard Shannon ask about the guard, and I don't mind the guard. You put a tight guard right on the center line. It's not easy to get to the forefoot if you're Caitlin Laws.
As long as you guard the whole thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but instantly Carrie didn't like it, so there's options, as you said.
At least just deep enough that she doesn't.
Do you like the tap or do you like the open side?
I think the open side is probably a bit easier. A little bit more room to work with. The top is very precise and perfect weight, perfect line.
You're guaranteed a force at worst if they get somewhere in the 8-foot here.
Curious to see how these are running in the middle, Russ.
I would think the speed's decent because we haven't had too much play in this side. You get this kind of half buried full 8-foot, and Caitlin's got a decision to make too. Which one she wants to hit.
Yeah, a little bit. Top four. Wait, T line.
Or T, back four.
Top four, T.
There it goes.
T line.
T line.
Back
Read
four.
only. Little
Back
easy.
four.
Brianne's
I think it'll
on.
come down in time.
T line. Okay, just to my broom. No,
Okay.
mine's good.
T line, just a little bit more than that.
Well done. Sit. That's all right.
And it will finally sit. So Laws and Team Wildcard will face a couple.
Not quite, no.
I don't know. Can you hit that on the nose?
I don't think so. I think you have to roll
Draw
it
away
here.
from the forefoot, or we try and just play board and roll.
I think we know both. That
Yeah.
ran, that was a 14 and it's still behind the T line.
It's a couple feet lighter. It'd be a really tough shot.
This a couple times.
I'm just worried. I guess if I'm there, we're shot.
Yeah, and she had quite a bit of room past this one.
Wow. This momentum is just absolutely turned around.
See in there?
Yeah.
Do you think that's too much?
No, I don't.
Itch in my back.
That slid a couple
I think
feet
that's
farther
good.
than the front end thought, and they're real good at it. So Caitlin's got to be a little
Do
careful.
you like
here.
this? We can't nose.
We can't?
No.
Oh, okay.
We have to like thin roll with quiet weight to get
Okay.
shot. So we need a piece of the forefoot if we can.
Okay.
It's nice here at a 14 on hers.
Yeah.
Yep. You got it, Caitlin.
Sweet for tea. Pretty big ad.
Line's
Easy
good.
going. Easy early.
Right on the tee.
It's got a curl.
Line's good.
Where are we?
It's just T line.
Line's good. Line's good. All you. Right on T. There it goes.
McCush right. Peterman left.
Back with it. T. Bite the 4. Line's perfect. Bite the 4. Good judge, you guys.
Wow, very nice. Great judgment, too. No panic at all from the front end to pick up a single. They regain the lead. Team Wildcard Laws up by 1 on this Sandra Schmerler day. And making her debut, Kayla Skurlik from the Garrison Club in Calgary answering phones. The foundation has funded over $7 million of life-saving equipment, 95 different hospitals, every province and territory. We are in Kamloops for this year's Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Briar twice, 96 and in 14. Men's Worlds and the Women's Worlds, they were combined in 98. They've also hosted the Canada Cup. This is the very first Scotties, and so only Brandon, Manitoba has hosted as many events. That's why they call this the tournament capital. Kathy.
Well, looking across the board, consistency has been a challenge on the feature sheet. Not as sharp. Team Canada. Christina Black, a tap for 3 early, gave that team confidence coming off a loss. And early it was Suzanne Bird, just a foot too heavy on a number of draws. That was the imbalance. Clancy Grandy does not having a plus in this game at 77. Too many rocks in play. And Robin Silvernagel still struggling with where does the broom go, just missing a number of times. Well, for Quebec, Laurie St. George, her patience is paying off. She has had opportunities to score 4 in each of the last 2 ends, just hasn't been able to finish it. And it is Bridget McPhail chasing.
Keeping our eye on all of it here at Sandman Center on this Sunday, Sandra Schmerler Day at the Scotties. As we welcome you back. So wonderful draw by Caitlin Laws to pick up the single. And Team Canada will now have the last rock. Carrie Einarson, the hammer, playing Yellowstone.
3.5.
Not where they wanted that one. The line is actually perfect. It's just, it's hard to explain to people. You're 4 feet heavy. You're actually a foot wide when it goes by that rock you're trying to freeze to.
Yeah, my ran like I expected.
Probably easy early unless it's going early.
Yeah, I agree. Takes a little time and then it'll go. Yeah.
Nice opportunity to block that pile that's right together. If Caitlin sneaks one in there, it's going to be very difficult to get it out. So you're going to try to take that away right here.
Line's
Clean.
good. Top 8.
Line's good. Clean it.
Clean. Line's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Line's
forward.
good.
Wait only right now. Clean. Line's perfect.
Top 8. Biting 4.
Right to my broom.
Biting 4.
Right to my broom. Line's perfect.
Whoa, we're there already.
Whoa, it's got a curl.
Whoa. Just to it.
Great shot.
Nice.
Wow, just piling it in underneath that one. Off center guard.
Yeah, they're starting to figure it out, Vic.
I think so. Yeah. Pretty much right on the nose there, Joss. You got it.
It's a long one, but it's the right idea. Just try to run this straight back. You might get to yellow.
Yep. Whoa.
Close.
Whoa. Yep.
And by and rolls that shooter over. So remember earlier, Joe, I was asking you if you're on the ice and your opposition and you sense that they're in trouble. And you said, yeah, sure. Now, conversely, if your Laws is Laws in the back of her mind saying,
even better this time.
oh, they're trying to, I guess Russ said they're figuring this out. You know, like we better be careful. Do you sense that as well?
Yeah, I think you know when you're playing a team like Team Canada, we saw some misses in the first half of the game. And if you're playing against them, you're thinking, well, this is great. But this is the team that they were expecting to see today. There's no panic here. It's just realizing, okay, we need to lean into this and get everything we can out of each rock. The freebies are probably gone from Team Canada for the rest of the game.
Gotta go. 15-8. You're close. Go! Hard!
Whoa, we're okay.
That's okay.
Nice.
Maybe a shade tighter than they wanted, but it does the job. It's guarded.
There, you got it.
Yeah, Team Canada has hammer, and the team without hammer is bailing right now, so no complaints there.
run this back. You might want to hang around with this rock. You might need it.
It's good. Eat. Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Forward.
Right into the pile and will spill one. Doesn't quite move it far enough, so it is still Team Canada sitting 3. A storm is coming. A new episode of 911 Lone Star. Tuesday at 8, 9 Mountain only on CTV.
All right, you know it, Val.
Only removing one, or really didn't remove any, just traded places. It was actually a brilliant shot. That red one down the center, close to the rings, is probably the out for Caitlin Laws, the way this end's going. They've only got 3 rocks left. If they can use that red guard for some type of coverage.
Top 8, top 4. Wait, close.
Can you get by in the intern, Joanne? Do you think you can get to the intern and tick off that yellow and roll in? I think you can.
Top 8.
I think coming through that port doesn't look great from the hack is the only thing with how hard it can move at the end.
No, can't sneak that. And it'll rub and roll to the top edge of the 12. So 1, 2, 3 belonging to Canada. 4 center line back 8 for Laws.
Caitlin's a very, very smart skip, even though she's played third for most of her adult career. She probably picked the odd thing up from Jennifer, but hitting and staying here again, even if you don't make the double, gives them a fighting chance to get out of this mess, because it is a mess.
Well, let's remember, too, she's a Canadian and World Junior champion as a skip twice over. And just runs it back and stuffs it.
Tough one, Laura. Good throw.
Be really close.
They're hoping to leave it right there and make the double, and then they've got 2 raises, and there's not too much Team Canada can do about those raises. Now that it kicked open, it's not quite as healthy for Team Wildcard.
Why?
Well, you can't to raise that red one to the button. Your shooter rolls to our left, and there's really no coverage. So they've got 1 raise left, or 1 come around, either way. But it's getting late.
A little more. Top 4, top 8.
I assume they'll choke this off, eh? Top 12, top 8.
Yeah, the only thing they can't be as heavy here. That's the only way that Team Wildcard gets out of this end.
Got to really curl to get under that red one.
Just here.
Now trying to help it over. Here she goes. Harris, little carry now from Burchard. Look at that go. I mean, that had a little bit more oomph in it than I thought possible. I thought that was going to die up top edge.
But they are saying it. They are grinding in a bit already. So.
Yeah, 7th end of the game, the ice gets a little bit flatter. Everything's worn in a bit more. Sometimes you see some more curl at the end. Also lefty in turn, so you will see a bit more finish.
It's a brilliant surface, isn't it? It's just, we're talking inches here. Like that might have slowed down 6, 8, 10 inches. And that's a pretty nice surface this late in the day.
Yeah, and it's expected. The curlers have played here lots. They're not expecting the conditions to remain the same the entire length of the game. That's part of the art of curling, is reading the ice, figuring it out first, and getting the most out of your shots.
Stay shot. I think if we put a broom down here, it should curl.
Okay, Kathy, let's go check in on BC, Saskatchewan.
And it is the yellow double that Robin Silvernagel tried, hit it just a little bit too thin, and so that lone stone that is in the hearts area belongs to Clancy Grandy, already lying 1, trying to find a way to score 2.
Yep. Whoa. 10-5. Whoa. Close. Lins. Lindsay. It's solid.
BC champion from the Vancouver Curling Club, and through the hole, got it. And then the rub and roll off, and just a single now for Grandy and BC.
Inside out, just caught Caitlin. It looked like gold all the way down, and hog line in. It just finished a hair more.
It was hanging on the center.
Yeah.
And as soon as it got off that center line, look, it just takes a right-hand turn.
I think
there's no stopping that curl.
I think they're the toughest because you're protecting. You're worrying about it staying on the line.
Well, and you can't sweep until that rock curls. You sweep it and you miss it low side, that doesn't help you either.
Then she's probably playing that.
There's enough room to get through with normal.
I think either way, you're throwing like a normal and hitting it thick. Or you could maybe throw a 10 this way, but you gotta, I think, throw more.
Yeah, I like a normal.
It looks nice from the hack. So like, it looks way better from the hack. Yeah, I like that. But when she gets here, she'll see.
Looks way better from the hack, Skipper, because Val's not throwing it.
Do you guys like the in or the out?
It looks way better from the hack with this turn.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see in the hack.
You'll see. It looks way better.
Yes. Okay. Do you like that ice with normal or hair more?
I think this is close. Because she almost made it with control and just upped the weight a bit, and I think we got it. Yeah.
Okay.
You
just
don't
want to roll.
Minimum ice, is it not?
Okay.
Maybe they're throwing it hard, normal?
And they just don't want to sit there. They want to make sure that they roll. If you sit there, it gives Team Wildcard a chance to get out of this.
So it can only roll about 3 inches or you're going to nose it.
Okay, firm. Little solid. 8-5.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yes. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Yes. Hard.
Einarson hit her first. Boy, through the hole. Boy, look at that. Look at that. Oh, it was so close to getting a roll one way or the other, but it sits right there.
I don't think they went to school on Caitlin Law's shot there. She threw that hard. They didn't brush it early, so she wasn't narrow. And then away it went. Good shot, but you roll buried, Vic. There's no draw for Caitlin. Now you can hit and roll and get out of this.
Problem is navigating that port. You can't call the sweep on early and wreck on the front. This is up even. So.
Yeah, it's really busted.
Very precise. Looking at the different turn here now, this has been running very straight in this spot.
Well, I thought I said it, and I was like,
I loved her throw.
Yeah.
Just not
like, okay, well,
quite figuring that swing spot out.
Just get it lost in there. Yeah, you got her, Caitlin.
In a 5-5 tie. Quebec and Nunavut. But boy, Quebec, 1, 2, 3, 4 they're sitting, or 3 they're sitting.
3, but this is deja vu from the last 3 ends. Has had the opportunity for 4, missed a pick 2 ends ago, missed a pick last end, but this time already line 3. Bridget's freeze was a little bit light. Looking for the tee line, just a little bit better than 8 foot for 4.
Meanwhile, Law's final stone, trying to get through that hole. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no. And the crash and a big bang. And now, what have you got left?
He almost hooked it on the corner. I think he hit that dead on. It'll pass the shot rock.
And St. George picks up that 4 to blow it open.
Good sweep. What'd you get?
I got a 10. It wasn't hitting.
Regardless, for 2 is a good
10, isn't it? I see there.
He switched the turn there and just got caught on how straight the in turn is moving like crazy. The out turn is doing nothing.
And you say it because I've said it too many times. It's just so straight out there. They can't seem to get it.
Okay, so I'm maybe a simple question, but why change the turn?
Well, you have to get to the port there.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. To roll to where she desired, she had to change because there was so much curl.
All right.
But as a young skip, if there's massive curl center line out, there's a good chance Caitlin's not going to curl because she's the opposite way. It's just plain gravity, and they haven't quite figured it out. I think the nose hit gets you 3 here. Should clear the back one. She high sides it might not. Just nose are a little low.
Great opportunity for Team Canada, who have been chasing the entire game. Bang. Away it goes. Oh, and then it'll spin too far.
1, 2.
And all they will get is 1. That is a disappointing look.
Might be 2.
Oh dear. Okay.
Boy, they just. I think Reed's going to have a talk with these guys and really work on the mapping out that surface.
I said clean out of your hand. I thought it was good.
Second shot.
I thought it was 1 when I looked before, but we'll see.
Caitlin got away with hers, didn't she? Like wrecking on the guard and corner freezing.
Yeah, it was a nice place to spill to.
And listen, it goes without saying that this is a big point. Right now you're tied if you're Team Canada. Hammer's going over to Laws, and it'd be nice to have that lead. So from the Canada Stone to wild card. Ooh. There it is. Want to look again?
Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy close.
All right. Just passed.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's yellow with it.
That looks pretty close, no?
Yeah.
Sure.
Looked like it went one more tick for Canada, in my guess.
I think the official said they're going to reset the measuring
They
stick.
are. They're going to tighten it up.
Just under the 1, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your call? Okay.
I'd tighten it up.
Yellow, and I'm calling it a tie.
Okay. Sure.
Want second opinion?
Yeah.
Brett's right here.
If we could get it right on that number, it would be easier.
Yeah, to not be trying to figure out exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
To Russ's point, he's saying he wants to tighten the measure up a little bit more so that needle goes
anywhere
beyond
between
the
a
1,
tick,
so you
it's
see
like
more
how far
variation.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's really, really close.
A little more tension.
Don't show it titches.
I do. I played with the
First 2 times looked like yellow. That time looked like a tie.
Yeah, so Brett Waldorf, the head official, is going well beyond that 1.
Smart.
Right to 4.
Just over 4. Okay. Just a titch over 4.
Another titch.
Just a titch.
Technical term.
That is a titch under 4. So yellow.
So 2 yellow.
Exactly.
Okay. So if he first called it red and then called it a tie twice, so now it just defaults
Yeah, so I'm
to you.
here to make sure I'm
Can I?
we had a good reading on it.
Can I see it one more time?
Yes, you can.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I still think
Good
we have
for
a good
both
reading.
thirds,
Yeah,
you know?
I think so. I just want to see.
Why
if
not?
Yeah, when it's this close, you
Yep.
have to be sure. This is a huge point.
It's absolutely. I mean,
Yes, just a titch
Yep.
over 4.
Yep.
And that's just under 4. So yellow.
Yep.
it is. So it is 2 for Team Canada.
Ready to go for a second round.
Yeah.
For a second point in 7. And they take the lead by a titch on this Sandra Schmerler day. As Crystal Webster mans the phones, part of Team Alberta. And we hope that you will call. We thank you if you have already. So after all that, it's 2 for Team Canada. And they take the lead. That's the first lead for them, as they've been chasing all day. And they lead it now 7-6 over Team Wildcard and Caitlin Laws, and it is the team from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg that does have the last rock, has the hammer, playing the Redstones. To go to 8 on this Sunday afternoon of Sandra Schmerler Day at the Scotties.
Very nice.
Okay, it feels fit. Even if you're here, that's fine.
Okay.
Right to the
I
nose.
agree. Coming down a little bit more on this
Yeah.
side.
Like a 14-3.
I love the top teams
I
are
like
now
that.
gravitating back to the way it always used to be. That yes, there's still timing. Yes, they still give numbers for reference, but it's much easier to go. It's just a shade slower in the spotter. Let's add a couple feet.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're talking in hog-to-hog times, it can be timing okay, but feel slow. Like there's different factors that can come into play.
Val Sweeting.
Whoa, top 4. Whoa.
Yep.
Coming down, top 8,
Stay on it. Keep the line.
Wanted it right to the nose, a little over curled.
Nice angle, though. That red disappears.
Eighth end, seeing a little bit more snap at the end than we have all game.
Yeah.
Straighter, it was definitely straighter in the first half than what we've seen.
Even 15, you're thinking?
I like that.
Okay.
You can hear the players are talking about throwing the same path a few times, maybe a little bit slower for that first one, but by third down the path, this should glide nice.
Got it ready.
A little bit of room.
Room.
It's all there right now. Where? Top 4. Coming down. Never Kristen. Has the curl. It's coming off. Top 8. Curl. Still has the curl.
That slowed down, too.
Laura's right.
Laura. Faster.
Wow.
Good sweep.
The sweepers had brooms off on that one. They thought the weight was all there, and if you don't put that clean down late in the game, sometimes it catches some of that frost, and the weight can come off drastically.
It's okay if we could sweep it a little more early.
I come back with a little bit of vengeance, but
Could hit this, roll in. Is a wee bit dangerous.
probably could clean this all the way.
Just going to throw a long guard up there and make Caitlin clean the center up.
Hey, line.
Tight.
Keep it out there.
And sometimes if the ice has you scratching your head a bit and you have an option to play an easier shot, you play the easier shot, let your opponent play the hard ones. We saw yesterday Team Canada was comfortable with the ice and they were all offense, high degree of difficulty shots. Today they're taking the easier shot when they can.
Smart.
Good weight. Thanks.
And look at this, Shannon, she was at 59% early this game. She has pulled her numbers up. She's been playing great ever since the fourth end.
Yeah, that fourth. And then, of course, in 5, they scored a 3 spot. And it's really been a different looking Team Canada.
Good shot.
Good. Yeah, I think we got to eliminate that top 12 one.
I do too.
I like the hit and roll. I agree. I think we got to hit it.
They can't really use it right now.
Yeah.
There's the guard.
I don't mind. Okay, we can guard. They're probably going to rip, and then we do that.
Like the slash is only for 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so then, Val.
I hear what they're saying. The slash red onto red is only for 1, but not if they do it sooner.
Nova Scotia up by 4 as we pick up play here in 8.
Well, for Suzanne Bird and her team, they looked at playing that double, but pretty hard to make the double and not roll too far to the left or jam on the yellow. So this is the draw. Suzanne just played this to the hearts. It just didn't curl enough to freeze and maybe generate 2.
Suzanne Burt, the lineup change, of course, she just, and still throwing the 4th stone, not skipping, however. That belongs to Marie Christensen out of the Montague and Cornwall curling clubs. And Burt with a 57% game at the moment.
You're to it. Nice shot. 1.
And that number means nothing as they pick up the single.
Judging.
So never mind.
Good call.
Nice call, Caitlin.
Once it wasn't going to get to where they wanted it, they brushed it and at least got the yellow out of the way a bit.
Center line's open. Have a couple of corners, one of each color.
Makes the guard tougher for her.
Yeah.
Just not right in that spot, but thanks, good sweeping.
Yeah, I think we were able to back Dosses off quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's good. 2, 3. 3.
Halfway 3. Whoa, then.
Really tight now.
Curl.
Top 12.
Curl.
Top 12.
Curl.
Super tight. Yep.
You
Really got a curl to get to the center line.
Really hard.
3.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
3.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yes, little more. Go.
oh.
Okay.
Ah, shoot. Whew. Gotta just make the double.
Remember, they had the option of hitting that red one.
Mine trying to clip the red.
Now you run this back. There's definitely yellow double. Be 3 reds in the rings. Or even clip the red on the way by.
Yeah, I think we know it. He also.
To go from fighting to score to maybe score a multiple.
Kind of been the story of this game, Russ.
Yeah.
Like, one team has a great setup, and then all of a sudden an unexpected miss happens.
Yeah, let them off the
and
hook.
the momentum has just been back and forth. Great opportunity here.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
McCush. Here they go. Bang, bang.
Really nice.
Oh, very nice indeed. Still leaves the Canada Stone sitting shot, but there's a couple up top to move up.
Great call. First one I didn't hate for appeal, but right in that spot I was like, oh.
No, I threw it good. Yeah. I could have given you like inside
Oh,
there.
I think Kristen really backed Jocelyn's up too.
Yeah. Had options.
Canada needs to eliminate some wild card rocks here. Looking to make this double straight back.
What kind of weight are you throwing here? Firm. Okay.
If you miss it on the center line side, you might make the top double if you throw it hard enough.
You got it.
Really straight in this spot.
Firm.
Yep.
Clean. Yep.
Yep. Hard.
Burchard. Oh dear, it just kicks it sideways.
That's not
So
bad.
2 reds still in there, and it is
Their double goes
red
into the room.
and wild card that do have last rock.
She'll have to lose her shooter anyway.
Sure turned around though.
If we do roll, I think we got to try and roll big.
Okay.
I think this will come up. We've seen this a few times.
Yeah, I threw board here in the 6th, then I think that
And
was.
it did finish
Yeah.
nice. I like that like solid board.
Okay, like 11.
Yeah. You like that, eh?
Yeah, I do.
And earlier, Caitlin Laws was at 97%. Einarson has brought her game up. Just 1 point separating the teams on the scoreboard. Player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Yeah, you know, I think Shannon Burchard's numbers have come up a lot, and that's made the team Laws shots a little harder. Caitlin's had some tough ones last half.
Solid board. Yep.
Caitlin Laws and her first. Peterman, and she's got to go and staying with it. Head just popped up for a second. McCush.
That jumped. They were really happy with it early.
And both go.
Early in the game, the shots on that side of the sheet were running extremely straight.
Right.
That's where Shannon Burchard flashed. Val had a bad rollout, but late in the game now, haven't used the spot in a while. We're just seeing more curl, especially with the board weight, the lighter weight hips. Once it started to curl, you could not stop it.
Still should be a double no matter where this goes. 4-2.
All right, where do you want it, Kara?
Okay. 10 and roll it your way.
Okay.
How nice that, I know, that shot, just to see the crowd after the last couple of years. From the bubble in Calgary and how sterile and antiseptic it was, and then last year it was just a couple of people in the Thunder Bay, and now look at this. You mean a lot, everybody.
9-5-ish.
9-5.
Clean.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Curl. Close. Curl.
This is moving.
Whoa.
Should.
Curl.
And rolling under the corner. Oh, yeah.
That's good down. Nice call.
Very nice.
Tons of curl off the center line still.
Good call, good throw. Yeah.
Yeah, again, you could tell by the brushing call they were waiting for it to curl, and it still curled plenty.
9-5.
This is really.
But it still seems to be.
This is definitely there for Caitlin. She's got this in the tool bag for sure. She can throw this hard enough.
It's the up weight, is it?
Yeah, right on the center line, virtually makes it.
It's all or nothing shot, though,
True.
Russ.
Yeah, I think you try it though, don't you?
Oh, have to.
If you protect on the thin side, thick side, and you get your one. Don't have to move that rock that was just thrown very far. He's made a ton of these in the years.
Looking for the double to bring a stone top edge into play. You got it? Bang! Come across, kick it, get going, and away it goes for two. A beauty it was. But might just slide underneath, catches enough to kick it sideways, and that's for get out. That's for two. Members of the Alberta team taking your phone calls on this Sandra Schmerler Day. All in support of neonatal care across the country.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. How much did you
Trading deuces here, these two heavyweights in women's curling. Throwing jabs at each other as we welcome you back on this Sandra Schmerler Day. Team Wildcard with a couple. To retake the lead, we go to the 9th in Team Canada. Three-time defending champions with Last Rock playing the Yellowstones here in 9.
Keep going, get it going. Keep going.
Whoa, straight. Hard.
Sit. Okay.
Overcooked it.
How much do you have?
3/4.
Okay.
Try to get to nose.
Great shot by Caitlin last end to score two. Now it's the awkward position where Team Canada either wants to score two or blank. They really don't want to get forced here.
And hello to you too.
Weight's good. Lean. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Champions do start small. And they start off embarrassed as well. That's you're on TV.
Nice throw, Josh.
On this Sandra Schmerler Day.
Good throw.
Here, like that was sadness.
Yeah.
And we can't forget you too. Look at.
Leaving that double, get two.
Guys are cool. They're not going to put the glasses on.
Yeah. It's like 14, 3-5 the first time to the wing.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
It looks really good now, Joe, but it's tough to control it, isn't it, this early when you go in the ring, sit three.
Well, you're happy for Team Canada, though. I mean, if a double happens to get made, the blank is very much in play. That racking on that guard was a disaster for Team Wildcard.
Ever.
We're just there. A little bit deeper, Carrie. Almost T-line.
No. Good. Okay. Nice shot.
Sliding nice to the corners.
On the nose.
Sorry, firm. Yeah.
You got it.
Weight's good. Lean. Whoa. Lean. Kristen. It's good. Follow Kristen. Nice shot. Good. No roll. Good.
Good patience from Caitlin there. They could brush it to make the double, but they wanted to hang around. They just left it as long as they could. Now Einarson has to deal with it.
Throw him.
Okay.
This will be interesting. This should curl hard.
This was running so straight on the intern side earlier in the game that they're opting to play the swingy turn here.
Weight's
think. Yeah.
Shannon Burchard.
Whoa. Curl. Curl a bit. Curl. Curl.
Harris.
Right to it. Good.
And
Good
to
job.
it.
Nice.
Nicely split. Sitting 2, and they have last rock.
9, right? Yeah.
It's good. Well, clean, yep. Yep.
Go quiet.
Touch quiet. Hard. Okay. Good hold then.
Not quite to the center line.
It's coming off a little on that side.
Yeah.
Little dusting of frost out in the sheet. It was raining pretty hard when we came in here.
10, 5-ish. Whoa, girl.
That being said, I think
Curl. Keep going. Gotta get snow. Yeah, gotta get it over. Get it over. Keep going.
Mike Merklinger and the crew have done an outstanding job.
Little roll.
You're still getting movement, Joe. There's nothing really. It's changing, and and as you say, you have to adapt. That's the game. But nothing's bogging down where they.
No.
Where was it? We had to wait. Was it last year somewhere where it was so bad we actually had to scrape in between?
And, yeah, pebble and scrape. Yeah, that's right. Halfway through the game.
Yeah, and early this week in the first draw, we saw, draws being missed by a wide margin in the second half. We're not seeing that now.
No.
I mean, you might see a rock come up a foot or
Yeah.
two short, but again, that's what we expect playing in arena ice.
This is close.
Here we go. Coming over. One little more, and they'll leave it on the edge.
Good shot. That's the way to miss that. Don't throw a bullet, hit quarter rock, roll out, and then it allows Einarson to split the rings. Now they have to roll somewhere, you get another chance at it.
BC and Saskatchewan and Grandy from Vancouver has already scored 1-4. That came in the second. A chance for another one here.
Well, she has an open shot. Robin Silvernagle was trying to angle one of her own stones behind a guard and behind red stones belonging to Grandy, but made too much of a connection and poked it into the open. And that's why it's an open hit for 4.
Wow. So a big end late, 10-6. They now lead it.
Almost rolled far enough. It's still there, isn't it?
You saw this before.
Yeah, a big half.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, similar looking double to the one that Caitlin made last end. And her shooter will actually end up in the neighborhood of that corner guard, so it won't be automatic for Carrie Einarson to eliminate it.
You just snuggle up beside it left side. Okay. Just like half. This is that spot I threw left and we're going this way.
That's the veteran out of Caitlin, isn't it? If we just snuggle up beside it, and what she's saying is the pro miss, the pro error here is thick. Don't miss it thin, go underneath. Then they split the house, and you have no chance of making a double. So make the double or thick. You can almost freeze in the corner if you got it just right, I think, if you throw it hard enough.
Whoa. Never. Whoa. Cross. No.
Made a terrific double in 8 to get her deuce, but that one too thin, slides underneath.
She knew exactly how to miss it. She just
Yeah, I agree.
pushed that out a hair, trying to throw it too hard, I think.
Well, we're scooting right along here. Nova Scotia up by 3 as they play Prince Edward Island.
Well, they took a timeout. They considered coming off their own. They considered running the guard straight back, but the decision is to try to drive the corner guard in, remove the yellow stone. Potential is 4.
Christina Black. Here we go. Angle it over. Oh, look out, look out, look out, look out. Oh, goodness.
That's still a really good shot.
Good game, Marie. Good luck in the next. Good game, Suzanne. Good luck in the next.
For 3, and that will do it. Christina Black and Nova Scotia.
Sorry, Megan.
I was mad. You would
To improve their record to 2-1.
tell you, Christina Black, she's every rock she's looked at, she's liked. It's made a lot of shots. That was a beauty.
You bet.
She is looking so comfortable out there, Russ.
Yeah.
Last year it was her first Scotties at Skip after playing third for Maria Arsenault for 6 years. And she's just having a great time and so precise early this week.
13-4, yeah, didn't get off.
But I think that's the play, because right now, like, twos have been traded back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'm fine if we're down.
Yeah. You guys like the freeze?
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Yep. I think that's what we got to do.
Yeah. Even if
Just,
it ends up being a
You know,
two.
the two undefeated teams, Vic, it's just
It doesn't have to be
who can let the other guy off the hook the most.
Tight margin.
Free draw to sit two came heavy.
I think it'll run for a bit. And
You
then
even have, like, right on top, a foot ahead, like in the line. Is,
Yeah.
Yeah, try to be patient.
Anywhere
but I
from
think it will.
like top 8 to top 4 T-line depth, I guess, depending on
just
the
make
line.
sure we stay high. What do you
but,
think?
like, locked on is perfect.
Yeah. What do you think this is gonna, like, how tight do we need to take here? We've really only seen the, like, corner guard path,
Yeah,
right?
we were giving like there to get to here.
Yep.
Do you think like there?
Let it run on this side for a
the
bit.
hits were going bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
scared
like
about
having it
seeing
run
how
on
those
this
hits
side
react.
a little.
Yeah, and making sure we stay shot. Yeah.
Okay, you gotta
So
get
you
like
can, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Great call. You could chase that. Not that it's easy. Tap it out, then it's probably a blank. You could play the run back. It's probably a blank at most. You might give up two. She's saying if I might give up two, let's freeze. Force Canada to take a single and have Hammer coming home in the 10th end.
And even, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Nope.
Like a foot or two short of this yellow rock behind the tee line will be really difficult for Team Canada to score a multiple.
What an
Question
error.
is the speed and the line. We haven't seen this yet this game.
Well, Einarson will tell you it's quick to the corner.
Sweeper, yeah, have to be at least full 12, but we'll let you know the line.
Yeah, you got it, Caitlin.
Yeah, bury an inch, even top 12, top 8 is fine. Doesn't have to be frozen. Bouncing off is obviously the big mistake.
Slowed down, but I still had it.
Final Stone trying to play down to the corner of a Stone just back of the tee line. Edge of the 12.
Top 8! Pass the curl! Top 4! No bounce on this line! We're bouncing!
I don't think he's going to bounce anything.
Go!
Oh dear, and through it goes. So it'll be an open draw for two.
What path? Probably this outturn.
Interesting, I mean, even when they were putting the brush down, Russ, they were really never quite sure of the ice.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she was a little heavy, but
Yeah. No, it was just a speed, Vic. She just, that ice is golden if she throws the right speed. And just, you know, we're up here. We're not in the middle of all this stuff. But that to the corners in an arena, and you just watched Einarson do the same thing to the other corner. It's just so much faster. And in fairness, it's slower in the middle.
Kathy, we have another final, and Quebec picks up their first win as Nunavut takes them to 9.
Well, they did, but a lot of very good shots made by the Quebec team, and Bridget McPhail made some really game-saving, end-saving shots. She just ran out of oomph.
Carrie Einarson could probably throw this as hard or maybe a fraction harder than her previous rock and make it here. It'll die here.
Gotta go, coming down. Gotta go.
This one's moving early into the inner stuff.
We're okay. We're okay, Karen.
Keep going.
Great wrenching.
Just a different path.
Yeah, just wanted to move early.
To pick up a couple. So here we go. 2 undefeated teams in Pool A will come down to 10. Right now, it's Team Canada leading it by 1, 9-8 on Sandra Schmerler Day, and the number to call. All in support of neonatal care. Just shy of $500,000. Thank you very much to everyone that has called. We hope you will call if you haven't already. All right, here we go. The referee has called the fighters to the center of the ring as we get ready. Two teams coming in undefeated. Team Wildcard, Caitlin Laws and Carrie Einarson, Team Canada. And it is Canada with the lead and Wildcard with Last Rock playing the Redstone. Again, just that little bit. Very, very slight stagger. Kristen McCush.
Okay, wait close.
No.
Looks a hair heavy unless it starts to curl.
Gotta curl.
Don't want this rock to slide behind the tee line.
Where are you?
Back
T-line,
four
it's
right
coming
now.
down. Yeah, still back 4.
Okay, yeah, I get it right deep out of there. Gotta go.
And back 4 it is. Covered, but behind the tee line and right away. Goodness, she just ran up here. We're going to lay one right on top. Team Canada.
Yeah, really nice opportunity here.
Smart sweeping though by Team Wildcard. They wanted to get that far enough behind the tee line that there's room for a couple of rocks. If they would have just watched that stop, it would have been back button. You'd see Team Canada rock on the pin, and Team Wildcard would be in a world of hurt.
Okay, a little light if anything.
Gotta go wait.
So Burchard thinks it's a little light out of her hand. And the brushers think so too, as Sweeting and Harris have picked her up. Boy, they got to really go here. Even Einarson out now. This is trying to drag it as far as they can. A little bit more. Oh, and they'll get it just to the top edge of the 4 and undercover.
Pretty good though. Starting to shrink the real estate.
And another final. Kathy, everything coming to a close here in BC. That 4 in 8 really is the difference as they pick up a steal. 11-6 BC's your winner over Saskatchewan.
Well, and just some struggles with draw weight. Robin Silvernagel heavy on her last, and with that steal, they said enough.
Sometimes, Kathy, you don't need the steal just to say enough. Just, that's enough. I've had enough.
I am out of here.
I'm out of here.
Weight's good. He's got to duck it in here a bit. Otherwise, there's a red double.
Just leave it high.
Okay.
Bit of a fine line on this side of the sheet. I saw Shannon's curled early and is well behind cover, and this one just hung out the whole way down.
Normal. Because ours in a good spot. Like we're pretty
really
overburied, so
Yeah.
I think.
A lot of choices here. You can play the double. That's the first thing.
You're biting 4 foot, so
You
it's a really
could
good stone.
tap it back or hit and roll in with this, you know, a hack waiter type thing, or a little less than that. The double's fairly safe, but there's still room for Caitlin to sink one and get your 2.
Off.
Hit and roll in. It would not be horrible.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl!
Liberal. Oh my God, I'm almost wiped out.
Nice shoot that shot over that other one.
8-3.
That shooter spun in about a ½ inch, which could be very important later in the end.
Very
Canada
true.
sitting 2.
Okay. It's a 9. Even if you nose it, that's pretty good.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Might be a hair fresh here.
Yeah.
I think go down, Laura.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
It's good.
Jocelyn Peterman.
Yep. Hard.
Laura Walker.
Yep.
All the way. And oh dear, will catch their own on the way by and misses everything and scoots through.
Yikes.
They're gonna be freezing or drying or something, I bet.
I just don't want to leave them something else to cover.
Just bite the 8.
Or they might rip the double peel and hope to just get 1.
Yeah, they might bail.
Yeah, they might bail.
Team Canada could actually play the double peel if you executed it, then you're pretty safe for an extra end. But they got him in trouble right now.
So what's the what's the play for Canada? Thinking ahead here, Joe. If you want to hold them to a single rather than give Laws a chance to go for 2, what is the play for them? Do you clean off the guards, or do you try to keep pressure on and put more in the house?
I like the call here because you're still looking to force that single, but it's going to be a lot harder than if you were to clear the front off for them. They're likely clearing the front off anyways. Don't do it for the other team.
Right.
Would you ever, Russ, at this point in time, we're seeing the way those stones now are lined up a little bit, would you ever think of coming in and if you're Laws?
Yes, at some point she has to. At some point, and that's that. Luckily, they got that lined up pretty good. But yeah, you could go like back button, and if Einarson can't make it on her last one, you win.
But now it's too early.
I think so. Yeah. And Caitlin wouldn't be totally upset with the single. You still got a chance, right? Especially with the 2 guards that you can't be removed if you make them.
Nice shot, Laura. Good. Real good.
That's a great shot. Moving that Team Canada rock out of the 4-foot. They can use that stagger now to come around wide on the intern side.
I don't like guarding this at all.
Almost like I look guard now. Like
actually, Reed's desperately trying to get a timeout.
Probably at least use it to come around. Yeah.
You guarded, they loop around, Vic, and there's no raises.
Yeah, I think we gotta jiggle them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were top 8. But Reed was signaling.
Well, yeah, then they freeze back here.
Get rid of the stagger.
Okay,
so
I'm
seeing
jiggling it.
Yeah, or just like hitting what you can see of the 4 with like T-line weight.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Drop it to here.
Yeah.
I know that. That's okay.
Because then we're pushing that to a decent.
Yeah, we don't want to stay here because there's a pocket.
Yeah, but it's the pocket's hard for her to use.
I think if we're we want to take it to here and we want to roll this guy to like here.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah. 2 rocks so they can't freeze and be.
So I see I see hitting like a quarter with like back 4-ish, back 8-ish weight.
Back 8-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need any more than that though. But what I'm seeing, come here a little closer. So this crowd side is curling more than before.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not like, we need to take a little bit more ice, but we don't need to throw it any different. But I'm seeing over curl. It's curling nice. Okay.
Yours kind of like it looked like it was gonna go and then it just straightened out too.
It's getting worked in a bit.
Do you think speed will be the same as where I just threw?
I'm thinking throwing like a 14.
Yeah.
Think of, that was a 14-7.
I don't think you need to throw any more than back 4 here.
That's not hard.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
try to hit a quarter.
For like there.
I love it. I'm thinking just a shade more.
They're talking guard at one point. If they throw the guard and Caitlin gets in here, with the either turn, I should say, get it in there, it's going to be nearly impossible to get it out, and you go from playing a wonderful end to giving Caitlin Laws the 2 for the victory. Reed desperately want the timeout for 2 reasons. The guard's not the call, and try to get rid of the stagger.
That ice looks nice.
Brilliant.
Especially for just like back 4-ish.
You could even throw weight at this. You really need to sit 5.
Yeah, that's a good point, Russ.
Well, are you going to steal in this situation? Probably not. So just don't give up 2. And the only way you give up 2 is to leave that stagger.
Really good. Back 4.
Really good timeout.
Just back 4. Just back 4. Not
Reed Brothers, who lost the Manitoba final to Matt Dunstone, however, will be in the Brier in London as a wild card team.
Becky! Gotta go line. Really curly.
Hard. Stay on it.
Top one.
Hit the wrong stone,
Okay,
but did get rid of the stagger.
Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, Wheatley's great. Good throw.
So which one are you hitting first?
And I'm hitting.
It's been a terrific game. Didn't start out that way really for Team Canada. They struggled with the ice, but that in 4 after that steal, somehow they found it, and they got their 3, and we've been trading back and forth to this point now. And well played game. Carrie Einarson, and particularly Shannon Burchard, who's brought her numbers up considerably from being in the 50s at 2nd for Team Canada. The game story is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee.
Even killing this yellow on the right on the way by wouldn't be horrible here. Caitlin has to sink one. Dead on works though.
Yeah, nice work by Laura to eliminate a bit of that yellow wall that was at the front of the house in the control zone. You know Caitlin's going to try to manufacture a 2 somehow.
She knows it. Do you like coming around back to just stay shot back 8, or would you rather?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You don't
I think this is close. I think you'll get a bit of bite here. 9-5. 9-5, I think. Good old solid. Oh, okay, let's roll. 9-5. Close to 9. We're close. Gotta go. Gotta go. Good sweep.
Sit.
Good. Okay. 9-4. Good. Was it like 9-4?
Okay, I think once you get in there, there's some finish.
It's like a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got it.
Team Wildcard is going to be looking for maximum separation from that yellow rock on the center line at the top of the house.
But we want to be like.
Have to go behind the tee line, bite back 4 foot, try to get buried.
14 to 6 on yours.
Remember when Reed called the timeout, he was worried about the stagger for this same reason. Now they're not staggered, but it gives Caitlin a fighting chance if she buries this to win the game. I would have peeled those up right out of there.
Yeah.
Sitting 5 is, you don't get any extra points for that. Not until it's over. Now Carrie Einarson makes a lot of runbacks, but still, stranger things.
So as far back as you can go, Russ?
Yeah, I think so.
But you need to be shot stone.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they can freeze to that back one either. And Canada's still sitting a couple.
Stay with it. Line's good. Little bit of room yet. There, it's really curling, you guys. Line's good. Rock, back 8. Joss is rock.
Not a lick yet. Peterman on the left expected to take it if it ever slows down.
Hard.
And
Further.
it does not.
Go.
That's good, Kayla. Good job,
And
guys.
it is not the shot rock. Still those 2 at the top of the 8th. 1-2 for Canada.
And the back one out if we freeze on that.
Yeah, you like
exactly.
that? Or do we tap one?
I like sitting third.
Yeah, you can't tap it because then you're only.
I'm
You
just
might
like
set up
if
a yellow
we're
double for 2.
Good, we risk
Just the
losing.
freeze, eh?
Well,
What?
the triple should spill
Should
up,
spill up.
right? But yeah, safe is back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Carrie can
So I'm thinking like a
come
14.
right back to the Team Wildcard Redstone at the back of the rings, or be a few feet ahead of it. There's definitely a window here. Just don't want to leave a triple.
What about Russ? You know the paths they've got. Laws. Why don't you just put one, maybe
Your
top
back
12,
four,
maybe even snuggle up beside it, just to block that same path they just threw. Why do you have to come deep?
Yeah.
Why do you have to play the
Well,
free?
if it's locked on, then they can't get to.
Okay.
Anywhere T-line or back.
Okay.
Yeah. So on that shot, what did we get on hers? I had 13-8.
13-3. Yeah.
Okay. So
Maybe what
let's
was
say
my draw?
13-5.
Let's go off that.
I had 13-5.
I think we go like 14-5. I like 14-5 also.
Yeah. Okay. And then Broom, where are you thinking?
Just
I'm thinking there should be really close.
Okay. I think you can take. I think you can take just an inch more. Yeah. You got the weight. Let's go.
You got it.
The great part about having Reed at coach, this is his second Scotties with Team Canada. He's watching from the bench as if he's playing in the game. Like he is mapping the sheet, he is watching speeds, he's watching lines, he's looking for tendencies. He's not just tracking percentages and cutting up fruit for the 5th end break. It's as if he's playing the game from the bench. So he comes out in these timeouts and he has so much information to share.
He's also more coach-like. This is what? Here, right there. Do this now. It certainly gives them that option. But a lot of coaches, what do you want to play? And take that sort of smoother approach. He's more definitive.
A little light. Yeah.
Line's nice. You're in there, good
top 4,
stuff.
top 8.
Yeah.
You're holding it.
Line's
Go.
great.
Go if you have
We
to.
don't even know.
Still gotta go.
Top 4. Line's perfect.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Line's
Right
perfect.
here on this
Right there, top edge of the 4 as the coach looks on.
Back 8. Back 4.
And they're going deep. And he's deep, almost to the corner. But they are sitting 3, so that is what is
It looks like it
facing
wanted to dive.
They get in a
Caitlin
good
Laws.
spot.
Yeah.
And I thought I threw
scared
that
to get
really
off.
close.
No, you did. It was good.
Again, though, teaching point, those top two yellow made the last shot for Einarson difficult. If that's a foot harder, there's a gimme double to win the game. And I would have cleaned those off at the first time out. Good shot. That was precision, because as you know, Joanne, where you get a hair wider there, that glides. Good throw. Good team shot.
I took like an inch.
This isn't made yet either.
Perfect. It's a great shot.
Caitlin can follow that same line.
I only wanted to be back, but
Just through a draw. She should be close on this. Needs a piece of the forefoot.
you got her.
None bigger than this one right now.
Mine's
I like
good.
that. Mine's good.
It's a draw against three. Has backing.
There right now. Okay, let it work then. There
Needs the forefoot.
You're okay for the back one. Keep it clean.
So just a
Mine's
dust
good. Mine's good.
so far from McCush.
Easy, easy, easy.
Peterman.
Yeah, Val. Hard
Now
Val.
Val Sweeting. You're not going to gear off, are you? No. It was nervous, though, for the single. We'll go one more to see who goes to 3 wins and no losses.
The 2023 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
So here we go, off the ropes. A couple of times each team has been staggered a little bit, but they're still standing. One team will go to 3-0. It'll take an extra to do it, and it's advantage Team Canada as they have the last draw. They have the hammer playing the red stones here in this section. 2 centers go up, and they're on the center line, so remember now, no tick. Around goes
Just top 12. I liked it. Top 8.
wild card, and
Mine's good.
Team Canada.
Let's keep it out there. It's going to die.
Waist close now. Waist close now. Clean it. Clean it. Mine's perfect. Fully.
Almost to it.
And in they go.
That speed is holding up very nicely this game. I got a 15 on that from hog to hog, and that's about what they were seeing in their pregame practice.
Yeah.
Seems like if you let a spot sit for a long time, it might be a bit crunchy and a little bit slower, but a few down the path, and they seem to run nice.
4 great throws. Yeah, the ice is better every single draw. Now the hard part here is you cannot, if you're team wildcard, you cannot rack. You cannot miss wide, but you'd love at some point to kick these behind the tee line.
Yeah, try. Back 12.
This is doing absolutely nothing.
Through. Yeah, that's okay. It's not good. Tough one, Josh.
Two
There's enough
perfect
space, it doesn't- it misses.
come-arounds by Brienne set up that error.
Okay. This is it. Yep.
You got it, Shannon.
We sometimes just talk about all the mistakes, but that mistake was because
really
it was
big kick.
forced to a tough shot.
Yeah, forced high precision in a spot that we haven't seen in a little while, and opportunity for Team Canada to open this wide open.
Right away.
Hard.
Grabbed her.
Hard. Gotta go.
Pick up on it. Sweeting gets 1, gets 2. Going to touch those as well. And are they going?
That's okay.
And yeah, they're gone. Have a wide corner now protecting the wild card stone.
Yeah,
I tell you, you were talking about the ice. At this point as well, look at how lively this house is still as we play in an extra, and
Yes.
how active those stones are.
Yeah, it's a beautiful surface. You can see the frost on that angle. There's, which is not above the pebble.
Right.
It looks way worse than it is, as you mentioned yesterday, Vic. But it's a juggling act for these great ice makers.
It looks in.
Yeah, top 12.
Okay.
Top 8.
I don't know.
Top
Just
4.
leave it. Yeah. Just let it die.
Okay.
Okay.
Might as well take a crack at the double.
Sure. I think just normal.
Okay. Yeah, just roll into it.
Or do you like
yeah.
firm?
I don't mind firm. Just tight ice me. Yeah, let's go for it.
Little less than half.
Okay.
Whoa, clean.
Clean. Easy.
Whoa, clean.
Clean.
Yep.
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 Yes.
Yep.
Burchard, 1
Atta girl.
and
Great
2.
job.
You bet.
Good, Shannon. Good pair.
This speaks to the mental toughness. Each of these players on Team Canada, they work with sports psychologists. They've sorted through how to manage performance and expectations. And Shannon had a struggle to start this game, but she came roaring back in the second half. And
She was,
beautiful shots.
pardon me for interrupting. She was 59. She's 80 now. So that's how far she's come back, right?
And what that does is she was 10 behind Jocelyn Peterman. Now she's 16 ahead because of the putting some pressure on Jocelyn.
To your feet.
Through my feet.
Jocelyn's numbers have dropped dramatically.
You need to rotate.
And I don't know if there, what was it? What switch went off for this Team Canada? I mean, was it after the steal of 1 and 4 or the 3 and 5 where we said, my goodness, they're starting to purr again? What was it, do you think?
That's a great question, Vic. If they could tell us, that would help.
I mean, just suddenly they found, what did they find? Their ice reading ability? Was that it?
That's the first thing that I think changed. They started getting the broom in the right spot. And there's a couple overthrows, underthrows, and I've always said the skip could make all 4 curlers bad. If you can't get that broom in the right spot, it affects the whole team.
Yeah, and I think the comment from Carrie saying the throws are all looking different right now.
Yeah.
And that kind of just, it gets everyone out of the outcome mindset and just focuses on the process.
For sure.
It's tricky out here. We're getting some unexpected results, but if I focus on a good throw, we'll puzzle it out. And we saw them all just zero right in.
And they will need a 6th
Pretty tight.
stolen and to win this one.
No.
Kind of going half around the corner guard here. Try to sneak it towards the center where it's a little more usable.
We're to it. Tapping a touch now.
I could have kept that running a little better, I think.
Yeah. I could safe crack it and send
No,
that other one
play
back.
the wide side here, yes, because you can still
Got
get the
it.
double
Just
and
the
kick
red
the
side
yellow
here,
one in.
too.
If you go the other way, if you ever hit the red stupid thin, you might kick it into the rings.
Stupid thin.
Which would be stupid. Quarter rock here, you can get both of these. Make life really easy for the skipper.
Yep.
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 Val Sweeting.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Hard. Hard.
Get
Hard,
that
reach
yellow.
it.
Oh, so good.
Shot.
Good.
Leaves a couple on the corner.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So like a 400.
Yeah, and then if it line hangs, come there. But I'm seeing that you're trying to use it as a guard. My next one.
Okay, so we're not worried about staying shot right now?
I don't know.
I guess all it takes is to tap it a hair on your next one
Yeah.
if you needed to. I think it's probably more important to make it harder to kill than it is to be shot. Do you agree? I guess the only other thing is to just freeze that one.
Yeah. Okay. Go for 2 lines.
Okay.
I think that line was perfect
Yeah,
last
I
time.
agree. It was really nice.
A little unlucky. It
You got
kept that kind of a side pocket there. If you get this close to the nose, the Einarson's going to be a little worried about the top one.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, it's wide open house. The team got to see 2 draws from Brianne on that outturn side. That's the side Carrie through for 1 point in the 9th end. She gets to throw the pass she wants. She knows she's going to be drawing. And she'll probably just need the 8-foot or the 4-foot. So she'll be thinking all end about that draw weight. Spot was really fast in the ninth end. We saw 2 to the wing go heavy.
Still have a little bit of room. There it
Line's
goes.
good.
Line's good.
Top
Yep.
4.
Yep.
Hard line.
Yep. Yep.
Peterman left. McCush right.
Hard.
Hard. Keep going. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bounce it.
Good.
To the corner. And really close for shot Stone.
I'd like to try and take that one if we can, but.
Okay.
Wasn't as back with it, so I think that line of
Really similar to how I threw my guard, I would say. Just
let's do it.
You'd even, with
Are we
big
just
speed,
going
you could
for nose
actually
carry?
cross this and roll
Rip.
into
We're
the
gonna rip it?
8-foot.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Let's do it. There were.
Make it go away, as you say. Even if the perfect freeze made, you got quite a bit of room to draw.
Right on, buddy.
Poker straight here.
And straight at us.
Yep. Hard.
Harry Einarson and
Can't hurt it.
her
Whoa.
first.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, it's sticky over here. Good. Good. Very nice.
You can tell even by Brianne Harris underfoot,
Good
just
call,
a little
Val.
sticky.
We're kind of
So
to,
we-
that's okay.
We've analyzed what Einarson, what the difference for her is compared to that first half, getting the broom in the right position, figuring out the ice. What's happened then after that good start by Laws? What's happened to them in the second half, do you think?
I think just what we've been seeing all week so far, some uncharacteristic misses, just having a hard time putting a whole end together. And that's not unexpected. It's been a rotating lineup. They're all getting used to each other still. And it's been a bit of a tricky puzzle out there, and Team Einarson just did a better job this game at figuring it out.
Yeah, I think they exactly. I agree 100%. I think they've played 3 games, Laws, with kind of their B game for those reasons. And the last half, they played an A team, and their shots just got a little harder.
Straighten it out a little too much.
Little
Easy
bit
really
more
for
room
Ryan.
here.
Two
Let it
line.
get across center.
Has to curl.
Needs to curl a little still.
Has
There
to
it
curl.
goes.
There it goes.
Line's good. Does not. Line's good.
Curling shouldn't be the problem. It
Line's
should
good.
go here.
Straight. Hard. Full 12. Full 12. Kristen, hard. Hard.
Running out of room.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
And ooh, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's game. There it is. And Team Canada, 3-time defending champions, will win their first 3 here in Kamloops. Make the final 10-9 over Caitlin Laws and Team Wildcard.
Battle, guys. That was pretty.
The Laws falls to 2-1 and Einarson 3-0 and out of the gate. And as we said, it's a very big win because you think at this point in time, that 3, you don't have to worry as much about the losses as you look to towards the end of the week and the top 3 getting through. When you get to that final 3, you want to be in position number 1 because you'll avoid an elimination game. So here we go. You've got Einarson top of the table. Now the only undefeated side on Pool A. While on Pool B, it is Galusha Territories after a win over Holman earlier today and McCarville with 2 wins. So we're going to take a little break and then back with you at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Rachel Holman trying to bounce back after that warning loss to the Territories. Krista McCarville last year a silver medalist in Thunder Bay. So it's the North against the South, all Ontario tonight when we join you again at 9:30 Eastern Time. And in the meantime, please give us a call in support of the Sandra Schmerler Foundation and neonatal care across the country. Phones will remain open throughout the evening. It's been a tradition since 2002. Sandra Schmerler Telethon on this first Sunday of the Scotties. So till we talk with you again at 9:30 Eastern Time, it'll be Ontario, Homer, Northern Ontario, McCarville, the Scotties, and all of it right here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.